Judith, do you think that emotional cheating eventually turns into physical cheating?
An emotional affair either ends or it escalates. Period. It does not just disappear. So if you have that intensity, either you break up that friendship, which is going to break your heart,
right,
or you're going to end up in some marital catastrophe.
But Victoria, what is the problem? I mean, it's talking, for God's sake. It's texting, for God's sake. It's not touching. If it's not touching, why isn't it okay?
Ask Sal why it's bad. You want to know. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, when your wife has an emotional friend, it's not touching.
You know what an emotional friend is? That's it's a substitute for a guy. You know what I mean? I
don't even know that it's a substitute. Yeah. I don't know any women who have an emotional friend or a guy. If it's a dude.
I was an emotional friend.
You were?
Yes.
To who?
Oh, I'm not telling you.
To Mr. X.
No,
and guess what?
No.
You ended up in a guy.
No, it wasn't Mr. X.
She was a financial friend.
And what happened? Did you have with the emotional friend?
No.
The guy was married and you were his emotional friend.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? That's like me saying, Robin, I'm Tracy Millman's emotional friend. I talk to her. We get along. We're at the...
No, I know what you're talking about.
There was definitely tension, but we didn't cross the line. But was it cheating? Yes, it was.
Oh, stop
Absolutely.
Absolutely, he was cheating.
What would be more threatening to a woman, though, to know that her husband is being physically intimate with somebody, or if he's sharing secrets with her and talking about his concerns and his philosophies? I'm not sure which would be more difficult.
I think they're all pretty bad.
Means he wants a...
You know what hurts on top of all this? Not only did, she text message Howard, right?
Yeah.
And the email and everything. Who pays for the email?
Yeah, it's all, you're paying all the bills.
I'm paying for my wife to tell somebody else she loves him more than me.
Did she say that?
No, but that's
when are you doing that thing with Dr. Keith Abelow, you and your wife?
On Monday.
Oh,
this coming Monday?
I think this is...
This coming Monday.
Oh, I can't wait.
7:30 a.m. Be there.
I cannot wait for that.
Yeah.
And you say it ruined your life. It's still bad
I'm not
over
still
there,
the same person. Not even close. I'm a mess. I mean...
You should ask her for traction.
Right.
I don't know if traction works in this situation.
Did you ever say I want traction?
No.
No. Good.
It's beyond traction with this relationship.
That's what I figured.
Can I give you a little hint just how interesting this is going to be? Like, when I had to call his wife to ask her to do this, I thought she was going to say, I don't want to do this because I don't want to get into it, et cetera, et cetera. What she told me was, she's like, listen, I have no problem doing this. I don't think Sal can take it. I don't think Sal can take the conversation. I'm fine with everything that happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course she's fine.
Yeah, it happened to her.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be so good on Monday.
It's so screwed up.
I'm going to sit here till Monday.
You're not even going to leave. You don't want to miss it.
I'm not going home.
You could do something over the weekend and not be able to be
That's right. I might. What if I hurt myself and I can't be here?
It's totally screwed up my whole life. My life will never, ever be the same.
Well, that's not a good attitude to have.
Do you realize how great the segment would be, although we couldn't get him, if we got Mr. 143 on the phone?
That'd be fantastic.
Oh, that would be, that would be great radio.
On our
Horrible
phone,
for Sal's marriage.
Dr. Keith, I have to interrupt for a minute. On our phone right now is the emotional friend of Christina.
Hi, Howard. How are you?
Now, what were you doing with Sal's wife?
I was just her emotional friend. We didn't do anything.
Yeah, you should do it. Here. Hey, use yours.
Okay, sorry.
Hello. Yeah, that's not bad.
Emotional friend. Did you do anything with Christina?
Me? No. We just talked.
Nice call, Christina.
Oh, he's a real nice guy.
And Christina swears that nothing happened to
Oh, no. We were just doing emotional stuff. We would just sit and cry. We never
You never.
Oh, I never dream of it.
So Sal was working 10, 11 hours a day and even paying for the text messaging and everything, right?
Yeah,
you wouldn't
right.
do that.
Oh, no, forget it. I would never.
No, you would never screw another guy up.
Oh, no, he's paying for everything, but I would never take it to some hotel on, on the LA or something.
I gotta laugh or I'll kill myself.
Thank you for calling in, Mr. Bond.
Oh, sure, no problem. I mean, listen, I'll stay on hold in case you need me, for anything else.
I guess you're not emotional friends anymore. In other words, Sal put down his foot, and he said, Christina, you can no longer talk to your emotional friend. So you guys completely stopped talking to each other.
Please, stop. I haven't seen this. Matter of fact, Christine, how you doing? 143.
143, huh?
Actually, 143 is, that's I miss you.
I'm so glad you called
All
in.
right, yeah, 143 is I miss you now. How's it going, Sal? You still have pots?
Sal, is there anything you want to say to Christina's emotional friend?
You can have her.
Hey, don't spend too much on those acting classes. We want to text a little more.
You're saying you're worried that Sal might go through all his money?
Yeah, I mean, Sal, you're spending a little too crazy. We got some other shit we want to do.
That's right. He can't support her except emotionally.
Yeah, right. I got to listen to her emotions over at the Shady Lodge.
When you say you have to listen to her emotions, what kind of things would she tell you about Sal?
She would mumble, "Shut up, he's an asshole." Shut up. And I would go, finish sucking telling me about it.
Wow. All right. So there you go. All right. Well, thank you.
Can't wait for Monday.
Can't wait to meet you in person.
Yeah, right. Okay. Christina, room 1011. I'm booked under the name Traction.
You're booked under the name Traction?
Yeah, I don't think she always tells me about how her husband likes traction. I'll tell you what, I've gotten some good traction right behind her.
All right.
I'm just, I'll just, keep up those acting classes, and I'll try to act like I'm not there.
You're acting too, huh?
I took the same acting classes. That's how I get through saying I'm...
You're good. You're really good.
I gotta tell you, Christina's a regular Meryl Streep herself.
You say she's a good actress too, because she would tell Sal that you guys are just friends.
All right, I said, how are you gonna do that, honey? And she told me she pulled it off. I was like, Jesus Christ, you should have got an Academy Award.
She deserves the Academy Award.
Yeah, she's good, she's good.
Look, these things happen. I know it's sad, right?
I feel bad for Sal, but Jesus, get out to the happy hours a little more, jerk off.
I guess the lesson we all learn here, that a man should stay with his wife and really pay attention to her, because he can lose her.
He should value what he has.
Yeah, the lesson is, show more emotion towards your wife. Listen a little bit more, and maybe, I wouldn't be...
Were you ever afraid, emotional friend, and I don't want to use your real name, but
of course, thank you.
Were you afraid that Sal would find out and come over and rough you up?
No. Well, actually, no. I'm pretty sure I could kick his ass.
But, Christine must have some pretty big bombshells to drop when she talks about Sal.
Oh, she does. It's unbelievable. Her mouth is usually full, but she drops.
She's able to drop bombs. She drops a lot of bombs in between her mouth and...
Yeah, she drops bombs like I drop loads.
All right, well, Sal, this is tough for you.
I'm pretty sure I can beat Sal up, but my arm is in good shape from holding Christine's hair back.
Well, and she probably talks about her emotions. You have to hold her hair.
Yeah. The worst is when she starts talking about, Sal, and he used to make a lot of money, now he doesn't. I'm like, yeah, whatever, honey, blow me.
Well, I guess she was coming in on Monday.
Sal says he never gets blowjobs. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. I mean, I get them all the time.
From your wife, you mean?
No, not from my wife.
Right.
Nobody else is
Thank you very much, and we look forward to...
I'll be happy to stay at home, whatever you need.
Thank you.
Hey, whatever.
That was the emotional... So Monday, you and your wife will try to get counseling.
Yeah, sure.
From Dr. Keith Abloh.
Let's hope... try to get counseling in this circus.
Best venue ever.
Honestly, I'm going to treat it very seriously, and I do know you're...
I'm sure you will.
Yes,
no, I won't.
Hey, if the emotional friend calls in, I'm sure you won't take the call.
All right.
Also, I never shave points in Boston.
Right. Hook Nose Mike, you're on the air in Tampa, Florida. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, Howard. You Hook Nose, you bastard. What's happening, brother?
Thank you, yes.
Listen, first of all, how the hell did anybody trust Sal with their money when he was trading? This guy's out Rocca.
By the way, let me just mention that Valentina Vaughn's pictures are up on howardstern.com right now. We put a couple up there. Jason was busy doing a whole photo shoot in here with her, right?
Yeah, you sort of melted into the background without the whole thing.
Doing a photo shoot with a girl must be fun.
Oh, my God, it's great.
I didn't mean you emotional for it.
I've never done a photo shoot with a broad. I'm just there, they bounce ideas off me, and I go, that's fine. Hey, Howard, do you want me to put Christine on the phone for this thing?
Let me say hi.
Yeah, I'll just say hi to Christine. Let me roll over.
Hook Knows, what else can I do for you real quick?
Hey, Howard, I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart for the interview you did with Valentina, because I'll be cranking one out. But by the way,
Yes.
make sure that no matter what the hell they're working on at Howard TV, they need to get that on tonight, bro.
When will Valentina be on? Tonight or tomorrow night? And really, I do recommend you look at it. What night, please, Doug? If I could get an answer on that quickly. Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night it hits
You gotta
Howard
wait
TV.
like 24 hours.
Give us 24 hours to get all the footage and the hall footage and stuff in as well.
Harry, what was the worst time for me and Christine?
What emotional friend?
Right after Howard right after Sal fell off that stage, it was horrible. Yeah, we didn't have, emotional friendship for 3 days.
Hey, Howard.
Sal, in all fairness, and I know we're teasing, we know that your wife... that your wife had an emotional friend and it was not a thing. We understand that.
No way.
You made that perfectly clear in the past 10 minutes.
No, I
know,
joking.
it's all,
I understand.
I could take a joke.
Maybe you need
I know
a
which show I
traction.
work
Could we
for.
have a traction?
All right, I'll give you traction.
traction, yeah.
You want a traction right now? I'll give it to you.
No.
You don't want traction?
No, it's all right.
Ask me for traction and I'll give it to you.
I don't want it.
What don't you want?
Don't you need to clear this up that this is all...
What don't you want?
Nothing.
No. What don't you want?
I don't want a traction.
You don't want a traction.
Not a
I'm going to give it to
traction.
you anyway. Here's a traction. We know, in all seriousness, you've been through a rough time. And I am not here to offend you. Christina's a great girl, and I am really sincere when I tell you, and this is traction, I am really serious when I tell you that I am hoping on Monday that you and Christina have a great session with Dr. Keith Abloh. I think he's amazing, and I think it will be great.
I don't know about amazing.
I think it'll be amazing.
Well, you'll have to wait and see.
I don't know. The guy's good, I guess, but,
There's your traction.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did that.
Oh, emotional friend is
He's
right.
fucking good. He's fucking good.
You got a traction for him,
You got traction?
He's good.
Give us some traction.
Me and Christine watched him all the time during the day.
What was that?
We used to watch Keith all the time during the
Dr.
day.
Keith Abloh.
We were emotional friending. Christine couldn't see him. Her face was on the pillow.
You were watching that show, huh?
I was watching it. Christine's face was on the pillow.
All right, thank you. David Brenner is here. Sal, we'll hear from you on Monday. We'll give you a lot of air.
Hey, that was terrific last week's shows. I was listening to replays and stuff. Traction.
Yeah.
The emotional friend with Artie over there.
Yep.
Awesome stuff. What do you got on tap for this week?
Well, speaking of, today is a big day on the show. Sal and his wife, Christine, are actually going to be in here getting counseled by Dr. Keith Abloh. A lot of people seem to feel...
there are people wondering if the emotional friend will show up during the counseling session.
You know who asked me that?
Who?
Dr. Keith Abloh. I spoke to him last night. I wanted to prep
most shows would get that done.
I said I wanted to prep Dr. Keith last night. I'd make sure
the greatest booking ever.
I want to make sure he's up to speed on everything.
Right.
And he said, is the emotional friend going to be there? And I'm like, no, Dr. Keith, he will
Howard,
not.
who would you rather have in the show this morning? The emotional friend or Vince Vaughn?
Emotional friend.
Emotional friend or Eddie Murphy?
I think emotional friend or Eddie Murphy. Eddie's not a real good radio guest. I would go...
How about emotional friend or Owen Wilson?
Oh. I think...
He ain't going to tell you anything.
I think emotional friend, but...
He's the winner.
Yeah,
if he was like
emotional
Nikki
friend.
Sixx.
All right, okay. How about emotional friend or Kiefer Sutherland?
Oh, right. He just got picked up drunk driving.
Oh,
No,
he
I think
did?
Emotional friend. Yeah, because he isn't going to say anything.
He ain't going to say shit.
I think maybe it'd be interesting to get Brad Pitt and Angelina on the couch and ask them what they're up to, but I still would
They're
go
not
with
going to talk.
Okay,
Yeah.
emotional friend or OJ?
Oh, wow.
Now, there you go.
That's a tough one. How about emotional friend or almost Osama bin Laden? I'd go with Osama, I think, but I'm not sure.
You can't understand what he's saying, Osama. I'd rather have the
You
emotional
don't have
friend.
that interpreter in here anyway.
Speaking of Osama,
I think emotional friend wins on all counts.
He does. He's the hottest. He's the hottest guest.
Oh, wait a second. He's on our phone right now. Emotional friend, is there any chance you're going to show up today?
I won't come by there. I give Sal a break. Part of me will be there. I'll be on Christine's blouse. A little portion of me will be right on Christine's shirt. Yeah.
So there's no chance you're going to be.
I'm not going to be there, but some of my DNA will be there. You can interview my DNA. Yeah, I'll be at work. Oh, wait a minute. I don't work. That's how I fly.
You actually hope that the counseling works out.
I don't work. I'm prowling the diners for hungover chicks from TGI Fridays.
You don't call it work, do
No,
you?
I'm not working. No, I don't work. I don't do that. The broad support me.
But you actually hope the counseling works out for them, don't
Oh,
you?
I hope it does. I mean, Sal was paying my rent for about 8 months. I said, wait, I bet does Sal have another gig this weekend? I want to get a new watch.
But you've never actually, like, you don't go over to the house and
Oh,
stuff.
I wouldn't go over to the house. I wouldn't do anything that offensive. By the way, Sal, if you see a sock that's not yours, it's mine.
All right.
If you see a couple of cufflinks, EF, that's me, emotional friend.
You have emotional friend cufflinks?
Yeah, I actually have EF. I have those initials on all my ties and shirts. EF.
Someone told me you legally changed your name to emotional friend.
Yeah, EF, emotional friend. I'm a professional EF.
Well, you must be a very sensitive man because you were there emotionally.
Oh, yeah, I know how to cry when it comes to getting pussy. You're kidding me. He's not there for you emotional? Boo-hoo, now blow me.
And that works every time?
Oh, every time. It's like a goddamn charm. Oh, are you kidding me? He doesn't pay attention to you, and you made the kids lunch? Oh, my God. Suck my balls. Oh, wait a minute. He doesn't like to go shopping with you. Oh, my God. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? He comes home from a 12-hour day of work and he doesn't listen. Holy shit! Yeah. Hey, it's EF. How you doing? Is he still not listening to you?
One can only hope.
Yeah, but he's not listening to you. That's a shame. Hey, here's a Cleveland steamer to cheer you.
I'll listen all day.
Yeah, listen all day for Christ's sake. Oh my God, are you kidding me? You told me you worked all week and then he went on the road to Tampa and almost broke his arm to support you. My God, and then he still doesn't care about your day. I love your days. What's fun?
You like to hear about it.
Oh, her days are so interesting. She talked to a girl at work and her other friend is, I don't know, she wants to get her hair dyed or something. It's so interesting.
You like to hear about that.
Oh, I love a woman's day. It's great. They do so much interesting shit.
No, I guess you were there to support. Okay, forget it.
We can go on with the emotional friend.
God, women are so interesting when you're...
How do you stay interested after you?
I don't know. Well, that's when they have to go back home for dinner, and then I don't
You're saying it works for you because she has to get back to her family.
Exactly, and then I got a couple of broads around town.
You listen to them too?
They got a couple of guys work the night shift, if you know what I'm talking about.
You're there emotionally for a lot of people.
Yeah, I got a full day. I got a full emotional day coming up.
Thank you, emotional friend. By the way, while it's doomed, I'm telling you, it's doomed. Bring back the emotional friend. Oh, wait a second, emotional friend is here. Your emotional friend is calling in. Hold on a second. Excellent. Go ahead, emotional friend. What do you want?
I got a quick question for the doctor. Should I leave the quality in now, or is she coming later?
Doctor, emotional friend wants to know, Christine, if you'll be over at the motel later.
Should I just check out now and save a little money?
All right, let's go to some phone calls.
I got to call her another 29 times.
Is this your first call of the day?
The first of the 30. Hey, Christine, since Sal closed your emotional doors, you want to open your emotional legs?
Wow. Emotional friend, thank you for checking in. I appreciate it.
I'll see you another 29 times.
All right, let's go and hear what people have to say. All right, Dominic Barber's an attorney.
Dr. Abloh, what does your wife look like?
Emotional friend, you want to meet Dr. Abloh's wife?
Well, it turns out now I'm free on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Christine, open the big hole. Dr. Abloh, is there any chance emotional friend can meet your wife?
Yeah, well, anything's in the car.
Hey, Sal, Chicago, Cleveland. You couldn't have squeezed in Cincinnati on Sunday?
All right, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. Dominic, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'll hang up now. I'm throwing out the Moet, Christine.
Where are you going?
I want to throw out the Moet, and I don't know, jerk off, I guess.
All right. Okay.
By the way, I can confirm, when I jerk off Christine, she does think of Sal.
Thank you, emotional friend.
I'm sorry, I'll hang up.
Okay.
I'm out of line.
Voice?
No, I don't want
All
you to
right.
fire him. I want you to stop giving the mixed signals.
There goes my...
All right. Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that because I'm officially putting Robin in charge of you two.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
There goes all the
no.
Kwanzaa songs, Robin.
Robin said she wouldn't care if I died. I don't want her in charge of me.
She's a woman.
Like
She's
you
evil.
guys write lines for Evil Dave, and you send them to me. I approve what I'm comfortable with, and then that's it. That's the way you do it. That's all. You guys got it. I would have approved the George songs, but I would have had Gary approach George and say, look, these are some racy songs. Do you have a problem with this?
Right.
That's all. It's the finesse.
Well, thanks for...
You guys don't want me in charge.
Yeah. Well, you're officially in charge. I'm clearly not good at it.
Because
I
there will
admit
be
it.
consequences.
Robin, I have one whiny pain in the ass in my life already. I don't need another one, all right?
I don't whine,
Who would that be?
sweetheart.
143.
What's going on?
Nah, it's, you know... It's,
You still married?
It's going, you know, moving along.
Moving along, where? Over you?
It's going nowhere.
He's moving
It's
in
like
the garage.
a steamroller rolling right over him.
Are you guys more sour, or is it just, like, really bad?
That's a no.
Yeah, I think in between. You know, it's good. It's good. I'm not going to say anything.
You know what? You have to check day to day with him because there are days he says, oh, it's good.
It's good. It's good. It's as good as it's going to get, you know? I'm not on the couch. It could be worse.
I haven't heard him complaining lately, so I think it's going pretty good.
Yeah, that's great.
Remember the time I wanted to get to the hotel in the city?
Well, you tried to take your wife to a hotel?
And she started yelling at me.
Why?
For Halloween.
Because I'm inconveniencing her to get a hotel.
Oh, my God. In other words, you wanted to have like a date.
Yeah, like a romantic.
Yes, I wanted to get a car service, get a hotel. It was the night Ross Zapin's Halloween party. I said, we'll go out to dinner. And she's like, what's the matter with you? She goes, I have to be inconvenienced. I'm not staying in no hotel. And then I have to go upstairs and then I have to get changed and come back downstairs and get in the cab.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
like,
She really doesn't want to be with you, dude.
Nah, I think she does.
Oh, come on. Dude, you know what? And that's every girl's fantasy, to be with a guy that she's into, go to a hotel, have a night away from the kids.
Well, she had that fantasy. It just wasn't with Sal.
You said guy she's into.
What if you said to her, all right, same night, but you can go with your emotional
friend?
I'm there.
You know, if I ever see that emotional friend, man, I'm like, you asshole, you didn't close the deal. I mean, it's just...
So you were wishing, you were hoping.
Right.
That's what you hope. That's what you've chosen to believe. What is it, Gare?
No, it's just...
He's just here to break my balls.
No. Marriage is so up. It really is. Because the craziest shit was like, listen, my marriage is in good shape, not where Sal's is, but I remember one time, it was like 10 years ago, I was doing the dishes, right? Doing the dishes.
Yeah.
And my wife yelled at me for making too much noise. You know, like, that's the crazy you do.
Wow.
I go, she goes, could you stop clanking those dishes?
You got to be kidding.
Oh, yeah,
She
I
was
believe that.
sleeping. I'm like, all right, I'll be a good dude. I'll do the dishes.
Howard, this is the emotional friend over here.
Oh, yeah. You're Sal's wife's emotional friend.
Yeah.
You're not with her anymore.
I just wanted to let Sal know that she loves hotels. I don't know where you're getting your information from.
She never complains when you want to go to a hotel.
Yeah, you should try the Best Western on 10th Avenue. They got a great brunch. Their eggs taste great over her ass.
Emotional friend. I don't know if you know this, but I think you're on the same phone as Beth and Grandma Capri.
I know. I see them a lot over at the conventions, the annoying caller convention. So good luck with that, sir.
Yeah.
Those songs are funny, though. I tell you, I've never written a fucking thing. It's too much work. I'm not good at writing. I'm good at fucking. She also likes cabs and bus stations.
Honey, I want to take you to a cab this week.
Yeah. She's very romantic like that.
She's romantic almost anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever inconvenienced her once.
Unbelievable.
It's always been convenient.
And getting dressed and undressed is no problem.
Yeah, like when you take her to the city, she doesn't mind getting dressed.
Oh, she loves it, yeah. She wears whatever I want.
So you said to your wife, Sal, hey, you know, let's have a romantic night in the city. We'll hang out in a hotel. We'll have dinner.
She goes, why are you making this so difficult? And I realized it's difficult because I'm in the picture.
Right.
You know, and I don't get it. Like, you know, 2 + 2 = 4, but, you know, hotel, car service, blah, blah, blah. No.
Nothing.
You're making this too crazy. We got to get in. We got to get out.
Wow.
She took me to a furniture store last month. She redesigned the whole house.
Yeah, but you see, spending time with you in a hotel would be something like loving and romantic.
Right.
And hot.
You know how bad it is?
And one time we went out for Halloween. She went as a chick in a thong, and I went as a guy with a boner.
I swear to God.
You know, emotional friend. If you laugh like that, I think it hurts Sal's feelings.
Really? I'll tell you what, much like his wife, Sal.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm sorry. Don't you have some work to do today?
She,
Real quick, what time you coming home today?
You want to clear out, know when to clear out.
Yeah, I want to know when to pull out.
The guy I get coffee from every morning at the train station, he listens to the show. So the other day, Christine dropped me off because my muffler busted on my Honda Civic.
You inconvenienced her.
Yeah, no, as soon as she pulls away, the coffee guy goes, hey, Christine, I'll see you in 10 minutes. And everybody sipping coffee's laughing at me. I'm like the schlub there.
Would have been great if, like, he didn't even listen to the show.
Hey, Sal, you should take her to the Marriott on 7th Avenue, because if my memory serves me right, she's already got to change her clothes there.
Thank you, emotional friend.
Just trying to help out.
Doesn't even need to pack when she goes there.
The whole house, Howard, is designed like a bachelorette pad. I'm like a guy living in a girl's dorm.
Yeah, well, she probably figures in a few years you'll be out of there anyway.
It'll be her house.
I have a white nightstand with a lamp on it with
what
flowers.
What is that store?
Shabby Chic.
Shabby Chic. How do you spell that?
Chic. C-H-I.
They say chic. Is that French?
I don't know what it is. It's my wife's thing.
I just never heard of Shabby Chic.
Me too.
How's it pronounced?
I don't know. I go to a store sometimes, Shabby Chic, but you must go somewhere else.
No, I think it's Chic.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Really?
I don't know.
I thought there was only one.
Emotional friend, did you take Christine to Shabby Chic?
Chic? No, I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's Shabby. That's all I know.
Shabby Chic.
Oh, Shabby Chic, whatever
chic.
it is.
Okay.
Iron Chic. Who cares?
So let's see. History you were bad at and English.
Right. She made me buy.
This is the Shabby Chic. You are gay and faggot.
Shabby Chic. Well, forget it.
Well,
even thinking about it.
Hey, Sal, is there any way you could take your kids to work? They're in the way.
Hey, you want to feel good? There's a Playboy chick here. She's going to present me with some book. Playboy put out a book of every. It's a coffee table book of every Playboy Playmate for the last, like, 900 years.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, well, who's going to put that on their coffee table? I mean, you do look kind of like a loser.
Well, a guy who puts that on his coffee table, what's he saying?
I would hide it somewhere. But it's a cool-looking book, though. But,
I'm sure they do great photography. I'm sure they did a wonderful job.
But unless you're Hugh Hefner, I don't know that you really want that on your coffee table.
Even Hugh, I thought his house was a little obnoxious.
Anyway, this is Playboy Playmate Sandra Nielsen. Now you got me talking like you.
Sorry.
Chic.
Sorry.
Shabby. That was a good one.
You want to look when you take
Attraction.
back a what?
Attraction.
Say it again.
You wanted attraction?
When you, like, ever see in the New York Post when you open it up and there's an article and then...
What's that called?
Attraction.
Attraction.
Not,
so you want an attraction?
Attraction, I guess. That's what John...
Attraction, how is it called?
Not attraction.
Traction.
Period.
All right.
A dash.
All right. So you want traction.
I would like, well, you don't have to now, but I'd like Jason to put attraction in. Because I didn't ask for the female.
And Artie proceeds to laugh and laugh.
And laugh and laugh and laugh. And then it gets even better because Sal, after he comes out, after this goes on for 20 minutes and he's just not getting what's going on, Sal grabs me in my office and he says, were you standing behind me holding up signs? And I said, why? He goes, because everyone was laughing. And I'm like, nah, I wasn't in there with any signs.
That's so funny because I went into Sal's office to talk to him about as the thing was going on, and he said, John, somebody was behind me, right? Like, he was looking for the reason, which was obvious to a lot of other folks. Let's put it that way. Let's talk to Jerry in Tennessee. Jerry, welcome to the Wrap-Up Show.
Yes, good morning, gentlemen. I'd like to comment. Is Artie there?
He's not yet.
He's on his way.
He's on his way.
You want me to put you on hold until he gets back?
No, not that. I'll express because I know Artie's going to rip me a new one. I just think Artie's insensitive when it comes to Sal and his wife and the wife's friend.
You mean the emotional friend stuff that Artie was doing?
I went through the same thing 5 years ago, and it is not. I mean, I feel for Sal. I really, really do. And Sal, I think, actually does have a depression. I mean, I went through bipolar, manic depression for 6 years, and I didn't even know I had it.
Right, but you weren't manic depressive.
It came to a head.
You weren't manic depressive or bipolar because of the incident.
But yes, I had a whole lot to do with it. Yes, it did.
Really?
Yes.
I thought manic depression and bipolar was something that you were sort of born with.
No. This was caused by, I drive tractor trailer. It was caused by, number one, my dispatcher, which was screwing me over. And two, when I would call up and talk to the wife, we would just start getting into little arguments. Bipolar manic depression is caused by an overabundance of serotonin chemical that your brain produces. And it puts you into a depression of which you as a person cannot control without medication.
So you're saying you think Sal's depressed for real?
Oh, I really, really do.
And you think that Artie's being insensitive?
Oh, very much so. I mean, if I was Sal today, I think I would have. Artie would never had a chance to get off of that couch.
You know, there was an interesting moment. I do have to tell you. I have a monitor in my office where, probably like a 28-inch television where I could see what's going on. I keep my office door closed a lot, but sometimes when stuff's going on in the show, some of the guys will come by just to see what somebody looks like, what's on, or just sometimes you can look at somebody's expression. In fact, the reason I have the monitor in there is so I can read Howard's expressions when he calls for something. Is he serious or not? And that whole thing was going on, and Will walked up to look at the monitor, and he goes, Jesus Christ, how long is Sal going to let this go on?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You know what? But, Gary, I asked you a question. Hold on a sec, Jerry. I believe you, Jerry, that, dealing with those problems can put you there, and it's a bad place to be, and I feel for you and Sal. But once you start feeling bad for Sal, what pops into your mind, Gary?
Well, I was joking with him today. He goes, Gary, you're always picking on me. I said, yes, I'm done with you up to 1994. We're even. Now I have to handle, the late 90s, and then we'll be even in 3 years for that. I mean, he would with me. You talk about insensitive, but of course, there's insensitive. Artie, this guy's saying that he thinks you're incredibly insensitive to Sal. Artie just walked in.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
And I'm saying, right. There's insensitive where Sal just with me nonstop, making fun of my teeth, and then there's insensitive where you go for the personal stuff. Artie, would you like to answer?
Listen, and again, after you got to see how the dynamic of the show today was a perfect example. Like Howard had a thought in his head when he went to the megaphone. I love as a fan when Howard goes for the megaphone. I love when he does like that, a caller. It's always funny, but he had an idea of like the emotional friend being the Henry Hill laugh, and he started to do it, and then I started to do it, and then he realized, that it might be better if he just interrogated me and I did the emotional friend as the Henry Hill guy. So he handed me the megaphone, and I mean, what are you going to do? It's the show. It really got dark, and Fred and Benji were writing me lines, and I was thinking of some of my own. And believe it or not, I edited out some of the stuff I thought would be more offensive. And, and I got to admit, like a hypocrite in the hallway during the commercial right after the first round with the emotional friend thing, I said, look, man, that's really when I felt like an SS guy following orders. Like one of the Hitler guys saying, I just followed orders.
But does somebody expect you just to put down the megaphone and go, listen, you know what, Howard? I don't think this is right. I'm going to put down the megaphone.
That's not how the show works, and people would not like the show. That would seem retarded, and
this isn't Nuremberg.
Exactly. Look, that is a very emotional thing, but we all go through emotional on the show. Every one of us. It's the nature of the show. And the other thing that sort of made me not click in my head to stop doing it was, guys, I love him, but it's Sal. Sal is ball breaking at level red. Gary, is a perfect example, but he's like that with everybody. He'll throw you under the bus. He's been vicious over the years. He's the most vicious roaster, and that's the show, man. You live by the sword and die by the sword.
Artie, I got a question for you, because it's the flip side of the coin, and I've been in the position where I used to apologize to JD all the time because I would pick on him on the show, and I like JD. And it would just be like you sort of get sucked into it. There is this sort of perverse pleasure when you're doing it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And you don't feel good about yourself, but when you're doing it, I can't explain to you. There's some odd, perverse pleasure.
Because, look, all of us on the show are performers on some level. We're all on mic, and when something's going that well and you're getting laughs, Howard's laughing, and the audience is probably digging it, you get carried away.
Right.
And that's what happened. And it's a freewheeling improv show. It's not edited. Was some of the stuff probably over the line, like this guy's saying? Absolutely. Guilty as charged. I mean, but that's the show. And of all the people that, you might not be that sensitive about giving it to, it might, Sal might be at the top of that list.
Is there a part of you that thinks that just as a man, Sal should step up and just say stop?
Well, the second round of the emotional friend thing, which I got to take blame for because I picked up the mic and started doing it. Because again, it's so much fun. Sal lost it and went with, your father fell off the roof, the heroin thing,
right.
And that's when you're just desperate, grasping at straws. So Sal, by that point, had it.
He also got physical with me when I went in with the mask, which he'd never done before.
Now that's because how many times I thought you were going to lose it and get physical with him. I mean, when you're under fire and pissed, he comes in with that mask and you somehow restrain yourself. He got more physical with you than you've ever gotten with him.
Right.
And out of that part, I mean, you got to admit, that's Gary, if anybody has a million of those blocked up that he owes Sal.
He needs a day off. Don't worry about it.
Maybe I missed this, Artie, but when Sal went, like you were doing it, Sal wasn't saying a word, and then he went to, well, your dad falling off the roof. It seemed like, to me anyway, a switch went to you like, okay. And then it was
game
just, boom. No, the game was on, but then the game went to another.
To sudden death.
No, it went from touch football to let's put pads on.
No pads.
Right.
No pads. It was tackle.
Exactly. Right. And again, we've all been in that position where you're getting foot so much and you can't get out of it. And Sal got so mad that he tried to say something. And it just wasn't his day, man. He wasn't getting laughs. It came off as mean. It came off as ugly. And, he was outmatched there. And we've all been outmatched, but Sal was outmatched there.
Do you think the show has gotten to a level where we're all sort of anesthetized? In other words, did you ever in your life think there would be a day where someone would crack a joke about your dad falling off the roof and you wouldn't jump over the table and kill him?
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? But it's all, the whole thing is just, for all of us, you just take so much shit and then it just becomes, it becomes okay.
Right. Well, and it was in this context because the reason I said something to Sal during the commercial was I really got into his head like, God, that's got to be an awful situation that what he went through is, his kids and almost breaking up, emotional friend. And I'm sitting there. He's sitting there on the show. It's like his hero of all time, Howard, laughing, and this fat asshole he works with is doing that voice. He had to be livid, and I felt bad for him. And so when he brought up my father, I'm like, well, you got to give him a shot there to at least try something.
All right, Jerry, thanks for your call. We lost Jerry, but hopefully you got the answer you were looking for. Hey, Ralph.
We are all up in evil. There is really something wrong with everybody who's on the show.
I agree. It's a great human experiment.
I mean, when you said, Artie, hey, Sal got all pissed off because you just came up and said something in the hall, and you're like, welcome to the show. What I don't get, though, is like that guy and I got to say, John Hein appears to be the only person who's not really up. I mean...
It's true.
I think John Hein's up because there's nothing wrong with him.
Well, yeah, maybe. Well,
we don't know about.
I think that, they say like every family's dysfunctional. I think that 3% of the families aren't. I think the people who aren't dysfunctional are the most dysfunctional people there are.
Yeah. I think this is a social experiment, and John's writing a book. But that last guy who called, what show does he listen to when he talks about you're not being sensitive?
Sensitive. I mean, honestly, sensitive ain't the word to bring up.
But Ralph, that's the call that we always get. I was a huge fan of the show until you ... And everyone has their own personal line. I was a huge fan of the show until you made fun of retarded people. I was a huge fan of the show until you goofed on Haitians. Everyone's got their line.
It's so weird, but clearly that's a guy who, like, he's paying for the show. He's a super fan.
Right.
And he doesn't get what I was all about.
He also became manic depressive because the person he was talking to on the other way, the two-way radio while he was driving his truck, was being mean to him.
Yeah, it's funny when Benji was having his day the other day and he blew up and he said, listen, I could say stuff right now about all of you that would ruin your lives. I went, what do you have on John Hein?
See, I thought even that was Benji doing a bit to some degree.
Yeah.
Gary, you also said something too. There's that weird perverse pleasure you get. It's almost like you can't stop yourself.
It is.
It's like I know for myself, like if I listen back to something that I got everybody riled up and you guys are laughing, I get such a thrill out of it. It's like, oh my God, I made Robin or Fred or Gary or Artie or you or anybody laugh, and I get such a kick out of it, you know?
There's no way to explain it to anybody unless you've been here and done it. But, I've done it a couple of times. A lot of people here do it more. But yeah, when you're riffing and they're laughing, you're entertaining who arguably some of the funniest people in the world. I'll do almost anything.
You're all crazy sick bastards. That's all I have to say.
Well, it's funny after one of the because Ralph again. I think a lot of people, if you're not a performer, you're a frustrated one. But some people know how to do the dance of the show better than anybody. And Ralph, as a caller, is one of those guys.
Right.
And a good example of it is, I think it was after my roast, Ralph sat in and he was doing the Eric the Midget stuff, and we were all laughing at Ralph's Eric the Midget impression. And it just got into a 20-minute rant where, Ralph sort of had the floor and everybody was laughing at it. And technically, look, it's a midget in a wheelchair. But, that's the Stern Show. The kid comes back and he insults us, and we get lost in laughing about it sometimes. And I think people appreciate that honesty.
Where I think is a place where the show goes a little bit over the line that makes me cringe, but in a weird way. When Fred messes with John the Stutterer, right? When John the Stutterer tries to talk, and Fred just won't let him get a word out. I said, what's the difference between that and sticking a stick in a guy's wheelchair while he's going down a hill?
Nothing.
You know what I mean? You really are with a handicapped guy, but it does make me laugh.
Yeah, but that's a little different than when I I'm fine with John, but he's I can set him off in a second. And I don't really do that anymore because it's like he gets so angry at it, and I feel like he's gonna he had embolism or something.
Right.
He's gonna die from me. I don't.
That's the other great thing about some of these whack packers. For some reason, they hate with a red hot passion one of us for some reason. Ralph has John the Stutterer. I seem to have Mary Ann for some reason. All these people are so nuts, and then you're like, why do you hate me extra? It's a little weird.
Right.
It really is a cauldron of craziness.
Yeah, what puts you over the top?
Well, yeah, it's just. Look, not to state the obvious, but I think it's a bunch of whack jobs we have.
You think?
All right, thanks, Ralph. Later. Okay, and before we wrap this part of this segment up, I would be remiss in my duties as I look at Tim Sabian to not get him on the microphone and ask him how he's feeling about. Do you wish to issue your own traction, Tim?
Yeah. Well, here I heard it the first part of the bit on the air, and as Artie points out, there's a rhythm to the show, and you've got to pay attention to the rhythm of the show. I was pulled into a meeting, and I didn't hear the part where we're not going to tell Sal. And I'm just walking down the hall casually and just said it and, screwed it up.
Let's see it.
Tim, I don't know how many times I have to tell you. When I get up on Christmas, I want to see the presents under the tree.
And Tim, if you go to the soda machine and you press the Coke button,
you want Coke.
You want Coke.
I know.
What was that thing you said?
Gotta get me to the parade on time.
That's great. They're man-made problems and they can be solved by man.
That's right.
I like that one.
Take your shot.
That's all good. We tease because we love you.
I go 100 miles an hour. You make one lousy mistake.
There's no guy
a lot of moving parts here.
Did you think, Tim? Did you think you got off easy?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I think you did.
And I honestly, I was running down the hall, and I'm between things, and it just shit happens.
If it would
was
have
an innocent mistake.
If he would have done it 5 minutes after the bit, I think he would have gotten more shit. But it had been literally 2.5 hours later.
Right. Well, look, if you're worried about Sal and how his marriage is going to go down, and Christine, remember Monday, right?
Yes.
Dr. Keith Abloh comes in to sort out their marriage, and another example of love and marriage and how it can blow. What should you go see, Gar?
The Heartbreak Kid. I am so looking forward to this movie. I love the original, and I think this will be all right. Who's the hot chick in the movie? Do you know?
I don't know.
I
know it's Ben Stiller.
I want to know who's
not
playing
the hot chick.
The Sybil Shepherd part, which is awesome.
The original one is so good. I can't wait to see the new one now. Yeah.
So check out The Heartbreak Kid in theaters this Friday. All right. Thank you, Teddy. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, Valentina Vaughn. We have the two spankers right here. We'll see how they enjoyed their time,
and one of the non-spankers,
and one of the non.
You know what? I actually got to check out, but.
Speaking of people who should lie down and shut up, Gilbert Gottfried is here to join us for the news, Robin.
Is that right?
Yeah, we haven't seen him for a long time. Gilbert Gottfried at Caroline's next Wednesday, October 29th. Come on in.
Well, actually, I have seen him recently.
Where?
I actually ran into him one night.
Uh-oh. Must have been free food.
No, it was a free movie screening.
Oh, free movie screening, yeah. Gilbert goes to free everything. Gilbert.
It's free water.
Yeah, free water, free bottles of water.
So he's stocking up.
Yeah. What, they make you rip the labels off the water?
Or you don't want to promote anything.
Every once in a while, the E! Network tries to act like they're a real television network.
Yeah.
So they rip the labels off the Poland Spring water to make it seem like, you know, because
It's
you can't show
anonymous water.
we can't show free product endorsements. You know, like it's going to affect their bottom line. What is that? Hey, Einziger, why do you guys rip the labels off Gilbert's Poland Spring water?
Actually, Howard, in this instance, Gilbert did this. Usually, they don't mind Poland Spring being shown on the E! show. Gilbert ripped them off.
I was just like picking at it.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
this was something.
Yeah, he did it.
Oh, okay.
You sure that Gilbert is thinking of commercial endorsements? And he
Yeah,
says, I'm not going
exactly.
to drink anybody's water
Yeah.
unless they pay me.
He's like, hey, maybe they'll pay me for this.
Yeah.
Why should I do it for free? Oh, okay. Because once in a while they do stuff, they cover stuff up, and I never figure out why.
Yeah, well, Gilbert and I had one of those uncomfortable social.
Poor you. You just went to enjoy a movie.
And there's Gilbert.
Yeah.
We got to try to talk to each other when we have nothing to say to each other.
About 2 seconds, it felt like a day.
Yeah, and Robin, you didn't know how to get out of it.
Yeah.
Well, you have to. So we laugh and say, all right, let's do this. We know we have to do this.
Did you try to avoid him?
No, we were sitting right, one row away from each other.
Oh,
We
how
couldn't avoid
awkward.
Each other, and the lights were up.
That would be my worst nightmare. Like, I go to finally have a free movie screening, and I just want to relax, and Gilbert's there, and I have to sit there and talk to him.
Then about a half hour before the movie started, Robin was already going, oh, okay, well, we should sit back and watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, I wish that movie would come on.
And you think Gilbert's an idiot, and he doesn't know that you're doing that, but he knows.
They didn't even dim the lights at all.
Right, right.
Oh, I think the movie's starting now.
All of a sudden, it's a half hour away from the movie, Robin's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. It's starkly bright, but
Yeah.
I'm watching the screen.
right. Gilbert, I just want to soak in the atmosphere, okay? You got to be honest with Gilbert and say, Gilbert, you know what, you're really annoying, and I didn't come here to talk to you. He can take it. Yeah, you can handle that.
Yes,
People say that
I'm
to you.
used to it by now.
He goes to parties all the time because, Gilbert literally will go to parties 4 or 5 times a week if there's
Is that
food,
right?
and he starves himself till like 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night. So, and he's so inappropriate. Gary says Gary, when he was single, used to go to all the parties with Gilbert, and the parties don't start till 8:30, 9 o'clock. But Gilbert knows there's going to be free food.
Yeah.
And maybe chance that a girl will be there.
So I get there at 6 o'clock.
Like, to him, the perfect one is a catered penthouse party.
Yeah.
You know?
That's his cup of tea.
Yeah. So he goes, and you know how, there's always a buffet and stuff? And, you go over and you take a few things?
A nibble here, nibble.
Gilbert's, the first guy online, and his plate is always way loaded. You know what I mean? There's tons of, a real meal.
They don't even give you, big plates.
No. So he's going to go 50 times and load up his
I
plate.
want a large garbage bag.
Yeah. Don't you you should bring your own plates and
Yes.
spoons and stuff. You go to so many of these free things. You really do. You are a party kind of guy.
Yes.
Howard, you know the classic.
Oh, this is the best.
When me and Gilbert did the TV show, we were in Las Vegas, and it must have been 35
Jackie
degrees
got
out.
asked.
Yeah.
Jackie and Gilbert got asked to be in a TV show, which was called The Watcher.
Yes.
Which
Right.
lasted 5 episodes.
But they let
5
the
minutes.
actors, whatever you call us, but they let the actors go to the front of the line. There were 250 people in line, and
Right.
they're making steaks for everybody outside. Everybody's in line freezing and waiting, and we got to eat in the trailer, but they had to eat outside, too. The tables are set up. Everybody's in line. We cut to the front of the line, and Gilbert says, can I have 2? I was so and people are glaring at me.
He's bad enough he gets to go to the front of the line. He wants 2 steaks.
Yeah, he ate maybe one bite out of the second one. And
He didn't even eat it.
Yeah.
No, they could
Yeah, I
his head
smelled
up to-
it and put it down.
His eyes are bigger than his stomach. Oh man, it's just there's so many great Gilbert stories out there. I mean, here's a couple. Here's a woman who Gilbert tried to pick up at a restaurant.
Yeah?
And tried to bribe her. All right, hi.
Hello.
Where did you meet Gilbert?
At a restaurant.
Your legend grows.
Yes.
What restaurant? In Manhattan?
In Manhattan, I was the hostess.
Are you good looking?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure you are. You're a hostess at a restaurant. Most hostesses are real good looking.
Yeah.
And did you know who Gilbert was?
Yeah, I knew who he was.
Right.
My brother used to do impressions of him when he was little. My brother did.
Right. So you were impressed to see Gilbert there?
Her brother's Fred Travelina.
So you physically, I'm sure Gilbert turned you off, right?
That's kind of mean.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, he's not your ideal man.
Well, he was, you know, he was a little bit older than I was. I mean, he was a lot older than I was.
I mean, but there are older guys who are hot. I mean, Gilbert's not hot.
He's not what you consider a hot old man.
I mean, first of all, Gilbert doesn't like work out.
Yes.
His body's a mess. Like Sean Connery's a hot older guy.
Not really.
It's not even that Gilbert even looks old. It's just that he's not attractive, right?
I look more like Goldfinger.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't really.
He's 150% Jewish. That's for sure. He's like the most Jewish-looking guy.
Theodore Bickel laughs at me.
Yeah. What's that lawyer, Scheckman?
Oh, yes.
He laughs at you. Barry Scheck.
He calls me a Jew boy.
Yeah, Barry Scheck calls you Jew boy. Here, OJ called him a Jew. OJ says, my theory is the jury doesn't like him because he is what I like to call Jewish.
Jewishness.
Tova Felcher called me a Maki.
Right. So you weren't real attracted to Gilbert, right?
Not really.
Right.
No.
So what happened?
Well.
Poor Gilbert.
What happened? Well, he said if I gave him my phone number, he'd get me, like, tickets or something to see his show or see something.
Oh, that's so pathetic. Yeah. Gilbert, is that a move of yours?
I don't know. I just kind of felt bad, so I gave him my phone number. And then I really didn't think he'd call, but then the next day I got a phone call from him.
Wow.
And
Mr. Romance.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, that's me now.
Gilbert, you're very lonely, right?
Yeah.
Right.
No.
What?
he asked if I wanted to meet him.
I'm here listening to two voices at once.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to hear what the girl says. He called her, and then what happened?
And I said I was on the other line, and I was to get back to him. And there was a number I could get back to him at, and he said, well, he'll call me back. And he called back a couple times, and I had my roommate answer the phone.
Right.
And then my brother, I told my brother what was going on, so he started calling and pretending he was Gilbert.
Well, why didn't you speak to Gilbert? It sounded like you wanted him to call you.
Why? No, it didn't.
No, she apparently didn't know how not to give him the phone number.
Oh, I see.
And Gilbert, I think this is really interesting.
Wait, I had him.
Gilbert doesn't give up.
Gilbert was standing in front of me, and two people from your show, not Melrose Larry Green, and someone else.
And Ratso?
Historian himself.
And Ratso.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, now I get this. Yeah, evidently, now listen to this. It gets even funnier.
Yeah.
You know how Melrose Larry Green's like retarded?
Yeah.
And you know how he came into $1.6 million from his mother?
Right.
So Ratso talks to Melrose Larry Green, okay? Ratso decides now that Melrose has $1.6 million, he's so retarded and desperate, every time he comes into town, let him take us to dinner.
Oh.
So Ratso tells Gilbert there's free dinner.
He calls me up.
Right.
I know Ratso's not paying for it.
Right, and we know you're infamously cheap.
Yeah, so he goes, hey, good news. Melrose Larry Green's mother died.
Right. Let's fleece this idiot.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, so now Gilbert quickly gets involved. He hears free meal.
So now Melrose is taking the two of these wackos.
These guys, rather than pay for dinner, would rather be with Melrose Larry Green. That's how wacky it gets. I heard about this dinner. Oh, and then so Gilbert must have been all full of himself. The three Jewish stooges.
All right, let me ask you another question here.
What a pathetic table. You must have looked really hot that night next to Melrose and Ratso. No wonder you got all excited.
That's what I'm saying. I
Next to him, I'm Val Kilmer.
Yeah. Gilbert next to Ratso and Melrose is Val Kilmer.
He's Brad Pitt.
Mo, Larry, and Moise. What is it?
Another strange move that Gilbert did with this girl, Charles, was he had her agent call. He had his agent calling her.
Right. Really?
And saying, hey, Gilbert's at this number, call him now.
Wow, Gilbert, you must be horny.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Gilbert is well aware that, usually these girls don't want to give their number.
Right.
So when the girl said, is there a number I can call you at? He goes, oh, no, I'll call you back.
Right.
He knows he's not going to call.
Right. What is it?
I'll tell you two great, quick Gilbert stories very quickly involving women. First of all, I went to a party once, and there was a girl that I was friends with. She worked at a book company.
Right.
So she started rapping to Gilbert. She got all excited, thinking that she was going to become a star at the book company, maybe do a book with Gilbert.
Right.
Because that was the biggest celebrity she had met. So I guess Gilbert took her card and he called her the next day and he said, when are you taking me out to lunch?
Right.
And she was loving that idea. Yeah. And then somewhere along the line of the phone call, he asked her, would there be any girls involved, except he didn't say anything.
Wait a minute.
Wow, Gilbert's really horny.
Said that?
Yeah.
First, but he pulls it off as a joke.
Here's Ann on the phone. She says Gilbert tried the same thing with her.
Oh, my.
Ann?
Yeah.
Now, Gilbert tried the same move on you?
Yeah, kind of. I just wanted to let you know that was his move because he did the same thing with me. And
Are you a hostess?
no, I was working as a demonstrator at a toy fair.
At a toy fair?
He's at a toy fair?
What was Gilbert doing at the toy fair?
He was doing some promotion for Up All Night.
Oh.
And, but it's the same move, you know, like,
Oh, no, this one I remember.
This one you do remember.
Yes, she actually kept nagging me about getting her into your movie.
Oh, really?
And then I took a card. I never called her, though.
Right.
actually, I was asking him why he wasn't in the movie.
That's
then
a
I
good question.
realized,
He's too expensive. Yeah.
The other interesting story I have, Howard, was that Gilbert took a friend of mine out on a date, but it was a lunch date for coffee.
Yeah.
And the bill came to like $2.12 or something. We talked about this on the air.
Yeah.
And Gilbert got up and went to the bathroom.
Right.
And the woman was sitting there waiting for Gilbert to come out, waiting. And then finally she said, I'm just going to pay this bill, but
Right.
it's only $2.12. And then Gilbert came out and said, all right, let's go, and never offered to pay the bill.
Wow.
Maybe I was taking
What
a
are you,
crap.
what?
Yeah. You got all the moves.
From the men's room?
Exactly.
How do you know when the bill has been paid? You watch?
Yes. He looks through the keyhole.
Hey, he's a big star. Why should he have to pay?
I'm looking through those slots in the men's room door,
Everyone should take him out.
Oh, man. Wow. Unbelievable. Hey, remember the girl? Did you know about this? Some girl called in claiming you were her father.
Oh, yes.
She's on the phone
Yes,
again.
she's been calling every day.
Oh, really? Calling
She
you?
calls my agent. She calls USA.
She claims you're her father.
Yes, I'm her father.
Well, Gilbert, it must be true.
Yeah, it must be.
Kim?
Yeah.
Now, you say Gilbert's your father?
Yeah, and I just heard him, and I'm not happy about that.
About what?
About him joking about it. I don't think it's funny.
Gilbert, have you ever taken a paternity test?
Yeah, I guess I should.
Yeah.
How old is your daughter, Gilbert?
Yeah, how old are you?
30.
30.
31.
And
Yeah.
Gilbert, you have a child that old?
Yes.
Well, how old are you?
I had her when I was 5 years old. Yeah.
You're what? You're like about 40 or something?
Something.
Oh, do you not? Oh, you don't give your age or
Yeah, I'm
something?
one of those people. I'm going to be like Joan Collins. When
Dude.
I'm 90, I'll say what it's like to turn 40.
Dude, you're definitely 45 or something. You know, everyone's figured it out. Don't hide your age.
But well, then he would have had to have had this child when he was 15.
So you're saying Gilbert had a baby when he was 15? Think about a 15-year-old Gilbert getting laid.
Yeah.
What are the odds of that?
Is that a possibility?
Honey, you there?
I don't appreciate also being talked over. I said he hasn't had sex. He did it through in vitro fertilization.
What?
What?
He didn't have sex. He did it through in vitro fertilization.
Well, why would Gilbert want to have a baby through in vitro?
Why would he want to sell his sperm?
Why would he want to sell his sperm?
Well, I can understand that.
It's child, Gilbert. Why would I know about your sister, Marjorie, the Wicked Witch of the West, Kemp?
Marjorie, the Wicked Witch of the West Kemp?
I hate her.
What?
Because I hate her.
Because you hate her.
Do you actually have a sister named Marjorie?
No.
No.
No. And where did you get the last name Kemp?
I guess you don't share the same last name as your father.
Oh, everyone in my family has different last names.
Oh, maybe she got married.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you that you were supposed to call me last night. Why don't you clear this up for yourself?
Wow, you have a stalker.
Yes.
Wow, can you imagine?
Gilbert has a stalker.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I never then actually met your mother. I sold her my sperm. What, like in a paper cup?
Why is her level so low? It's so hard to hear her, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate these phones.
So at 15, he was having in vitro fertilization or selling his sperm.
No. It's a big long story.
How?
Well, how old is Gilbert?
I would say he's about 45 to 50.
Last time she called, she said I was 55. No, I guess I'm younger.
I don't think Gilbert's 50.
Yeah.
That was my time.
He might look it, but I don't think he is.
So how did you find out I was your father?
Because when I was 7, you sued for custody with me, and I stayed 2 months in your
Wow.
house.
Of all the people to obsess on, Gilbert Godfrey.
Gilbert would never sue for
If
custody.
he ever got a kid, he couldn't get a better one than me. Or a wife.
Too bad you didn't come down here. Where are you?
I'm like 15 minutes from D.C.
Oh, too bad.
What do you look like?
Hello?
Are you hot?
Yeah.
Hello?
Right now I need to lose some weight, but I'm extremely...
Gilbert, don't laugh at your daughter. That's
I know.
terrible,
It's
Father.
wrong.
What if she really is your daughter, you
Yeah.
dolt?
Well, he would know it. If he doesn't know it, then he isn't the right person.
Are you a big fat broad?
Who looks like Gilbert?
I would never say anything bad about myself.
Are you fat?
I would never say anything bad about myself.
That's not bad. I just want to know if how much do you weigh?
I would certainly not tell you if I was over my weight.
I know, but are you a heavy set girl?
Pardon me?
Are you heavy set?
I'm average boned.
Average bone? I didn't ask about your bones.
Yeah.
I asked about the stuff on the bones.
Everything surrounding the bone.
No, I'm fairly attractive. I'm...
Then you couldn't be Gilbert's daughter.
Yeah.
No, maybe your mother was Cindy
Gilbert,
Crawford.
Because I'm going to find you.
Can you trade clothes with Orson Welles?
Howard.
Gilbert.
What?
Whenever a girl talks about the size of her bones, she's fat.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody else talks about how big their bones are.
Yeah, I've never heard that expression. Except if it was a fat broad.
Yeah.
You're right.
She's big bone.
I'm not big boned. I'm 5'3".
So you're fat.
You're 5'3"?
I'm the girl that played Elizabeth Walton.
What?
Oh,
That's
man.
what I look like. The girl who played Elizabeth Walton.
You look like her or you are her?
No, I am her.
You're the girl who played Elizabeth Walton on The Waltons?
Right.
I'm John Boy.
It was a very good show.
Gilbert, you have a good attitude about being stalked. Some celebrities get upset. You enjoy it. Are you complimented by all this?
Yes.
You are?
Yeah, even a psychotic. I'm happy to have after me.
She might buy breakfast.
You think she was on the Walton?
Yeah.
Are you saying that I wasn't?
Yeah. We're saying you weren't.
Robin, do you think I'm not on the one?
What's your name?
I appreciate you saying...
What's your name?
About me. What would you do if someone did call your 1-800 line and they were really in the movies or on television?
What is your name?
Your name?
What's your name?
The show isn't that great.
What is your name?
It was Cammy Coulter. They called me Cammy when I was a little kid as a nickname.
Oh,
First name is Kimberly.
How old is she now?
I don't know. This is really wacky. I can't believe we're talking to Gilbert Stalker.
Yeah.
And, how come I don't have one?
Yeah.
Isn't that great how their minds will put together facts?
I know. Like,
He just said, oh, they called me that when I was younger.
so therefore I am her.
Yeah.
Well, she's obviously had a
One last thing to Gilbert, because I don't like the way this is.
she's obviously had a psychotic break.
Why you don't refer to him as...
Why don't you call him Dad?
Pop.
Because first of all, he really isn't my father if he'd never spent any time with me. But I want to tell Gilbert that...
But weren't you over my house when you were 7?
I do intend to take a couple of my friends or a couple of my relatives, and I want to come to your shows and see what you do. And I'd like you to work blue, because I'd like to see your act that way.
All right.
So you want your father to work dirty?
Hello? Hello? She's gone.
Even stalkers hang up on
Does she
me.
call you all the time?
Yes, she's been calling my agent, USA.
Really?
Yeah.
They must all be very excited.
It's funny. Don't you laugh at celebrities who sit there and like have press conferences and they're all upset?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you like it. I see you kind of enjoy it. You think it's funny, right?
She calls up all night and says, I'm Gilbert's daughter.
Right.
You should do a show with her.
Yeah, why don't you have her on the show? Here's my daughter. She was also on the Waltons.
She also played Marilyn on the Munsters.
Right. Hi, Barbara, you're on the air. What did Gilbert do to you?
Hello?
Yes, hi.
Oh, well, you remember Howard I called in like a year and a half ago?
Yes.
It was about the Holocaust, and now he's going to start it again. I know. I hate him so much.
Oh, yes.
Listen.
Oh, wait a second. I remember this woman. Let me set this up. Gilbert got invited to a dinner at Amy Heckerling's house. Amy Heckerling is a famous director. She did Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and one of the best movies ever made, Clueless.
Absolutely.
And this woman also is your parents.
My parents went through the Holocaust. It was a very, very, very sad, horrible story.
So she worked for Amy.
Yeah, but are you sure it was that
7
bad?
years.
What?
I worked 7 years for Amy. And
Right. And anyway, so
which was worse?
Wait, let me just tell the story.
Yeah,
So her job was to pick Gilbert up. Amy wanted to have a dinner with Gilbert.
Yes.
What was the dinner about? Ostensibly to be in a movie?
Just dinner. I worked with her on Look Who's Talking Too.
Oh, okay. All right.
And she just likes Gilbert to entertain her.
I didn't realize Amy did Look Who's Talking Too.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I thought she was a great
that
director.
kills it now,
They
yeah.
does. Oh,
Everybody's
man.
got a dud. So.
All right, everyone's got a bad one in there.
The movie.
What?
That scene ruined the whole movie. The whole movie was good, but that scene ruined the whole movie.
Yeah, it's kind of, Betty Thomas doesn't invite me over her house for dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I worked in the whole movie with her.
Howard, she would invite you if you'd come.
Who, Amy
I would
Heckerling?
pick you up. I would pick you up, and I'd be really nice to you.
So you still work for Amy Heckerling?
I still work for her, and they have actually seen Gilbert at Caroline's.
All right, wait a second. So let me tell you the story. So this nice woman on the phone picks up Gilbert, I guess at the train station or something. Where was this, up in
Right,
Connecticut?
it was a hotel.
Where was it, Connecticut or something?
Oh, no, in
California.
Oh, in California, okay.
Yeah,
So,
and Gilbert was at a hotel.
right, and Gilbert would never buy, like, a taxi ride or something. So she goes to pick up Gilbert, and Gilbert goes, oh, here's her accent, and starts making Holocaust jokes.
Yes.
Is that it?
Well, she starts telling me about her parents who were in Auschwitz.
Right.
I told you not Auschwitz. You...
Oh, I'm sorry, I mispronounced it.
How do you say it?
Yeah.
It's Dachau and Bergen-Belsen, you full idiot. I told you that before.
It's like a scene from Hogan's Heroes.
So she picks up, and right away she starts telling you about the Holocaust.
Yes.
Yeah, so go ahead.
That her parents were in the Holocaust, and I started asking her, how were they able to lose weight? I really envy them.
Dark humor in the car.
Yes, exactly.
You're trying to cheer her up.
Yeah.
Do you remember what else he said? What else did he say to you, ma'am? I forget.
Howard, he said all kinds of stuff. I cannot even say it on the air.
Please, just to prove what a lousy is.
He asked me if I was afraid to take a shower. I don't even remember what horrible things he said. And I would still like to slap Amy across the face for not standing up for me and say, Gilbert, you leave my house now.
Wow, I can't believe Amy didn't fire you after you said you want to slap her across the face.
Yeah. I don't care.
You don't?
I can hear it because I'm still mad at her.
Really?
She says, Howard, she says Gilbert is a poor nebbish.
Right.
You know what a nebbish is? Like a
Can your
poor...
parents...
She pities you, Gilbert.
Can your parents be buried in a Jewish cemetery because they have tattoos?
That is a good question.
Yeah.
Jews can't be buried in a cemetery.
No, they can't have tattoos. It's against the law. I don't know
were your
why.
parents allowed to be buried in a Jewish cemetery?
No. What did you say?
Now, if your parents were tattooed, even by the Nazis, are they allowed to be buried?
That's what they say. That's what they say, that you can't have a tattoo, you can't be buried, and also you can't commit suicide. They won't bury you.
Really?
Yeah. I wish that Gilbert would commit suicide already.
Right.
I can't stand his voice anymore. I think, you know what, Howard, after that call, everybody thought you were so funny.
Right.
But everybody thought that Gilbert was pasted, and they were shocked. They called Amy, they called Neil.
Right.
All over. Everybody asked me, who is this guy? We've seen him before. His ugly, loud voice.
So what are you telling me, that now Gilbert can't visit Amy again because you would be the person in charge of picking him up, right?
I would never, ever, ever pick him up. Amy doesn't.
Can you pick me up in a cattle car?
Amy's not inviting him anymore. Amy is not friends with him anymore, really.
Is that right?
Gilbert, why did you, so have you heard from Amy, Gilbert, at all?
Every now and then. Yeah,
You
I
don't.
hear from her.
You
I don't hear
You don't hear from this woman.
You don't hear from Amy. Don't lie. She doesn't need you for anything now. She doesn't.
Now, your parents had a very hip look because they were thin. They shaved their heads. That's like hip among black people now.
You're ruining her movies. Why would she take you?
So you are
absurd.
What did they eat there to get that thin?
Gilbert, let me ask you
Trying
something.
to lose weight.
See, you had no audience around you. Why did you attack this woman in a verbal way?
And how long a car trip was it?
Yeah, how long was it that you had to endure Gilbert?
Well, it's like I'm sitting in the car and I just want to either take a nap or look out the window, and she starts telling me about her parents.
So it was a little heavy, right?
It's not true, Howard. He went on and on in Amy's house while he was eating and licking that plate because he's cheaper than you even said before.
Right.
He's the cheapest man. He gives all the Jews a bad name.
Right. Well, that's true.
Yeah, that is
Gilbert,
true.
you can't lie about that.
They hate him. They hate him.
Yeah.
Everybody in Hollywood.
Jews are anti-Semitic when they meet Gilbert.
Then I was holding up the plate of food and I said, "Boy, I bet your parents didn't eat this good in Triple Inca."
Did you really?
Yeah.
He is so unbelievable. God will punish him. And already God did punish him because where are your jobs, Gilbert? What are you doing right
Well, he's going to be at Caroline's next Wednesday, October 29th.
That's a good segue.
Yeah.
Howard, can I tell you something?
Yes.
Howard, and I'm happy you're not calling me ma'am anymore because I felt so old when you called me ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Howard, listen.
Yes.
They went to Caroline's, and Molly, the little daughter, she's 12 now.
Yes.
She said to me, Barbara, the opening act was much funnier than Gilbert.
Really? Let's hope you have a good opening act, Gilbert.
What kind of a body does Molly have now?
A better one than you.
Is she developing breasts yet?
Old man.
Piss me off.
Gilbert, you look like your appendix is still in you.
Oh. No, I have it walking alongside me.
So, ma'am, you say that...
Oh, ma'am, call me Barbara.
Barbara, you're saying you still work for Amy, the famous director.
Yeah, she's great.
You should be working for Lenny Riefenstahl.
Did you have to drive Gilbert back to the hotel?
I had to drive him back, and no, I didn't. I refused.
Now, how did Gilbert...
I don't care what you do.
Gilbert, how did you get home that night?
He must have, I think Amy took him back.
Amy drove you back?
I got a ride back with Simon Wiesenthal. He said I'm driving in that direction.
Right.
You know, my parents died in the Holocaust.
He doesn't stop. He's so, and Molly, you know the little girl Molly? She said
she was hot. Has she been bad? I'd like to spank her.
Hey, you know what, Gilbert? Even kids find you revolting. That's still unusual.
So you're saying that, was this a good-looking woman? She sounds like she might be very good-looking, this woman.
Me?
Yeah.
I look like kind of Grace Slick.
Oh, now or back then?
I swear to God, she looks like you, but with a dress.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's not
really
true. Gilbert, that's ridiculous.
You look like Howard Stern?
I have wild hair. I have wild black hair, but I'm very attractive.
Do you look like Howard Stern in a dress?
No, I don't think so.
Right.
I look
she
like
thinks she looks like Elka Summers.
You just took offense, Gilbert. You said, hey, because you're Jewish, why does this woman have to now lay the whole Holocaust on you and the whole story? Like, you just wanted a nice, relaxing evening.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it was inappropriate, you felt.
Yeah.
I see. So even during dinner, you were relentless and kept up the Holocaust joke. To the point.
Relentless, Howard. He did one joke after another, and I was in tears. I was in tears, and Amy did not defend me.
Who else was at the dinner? Just because I find this fascinating.
The little daughter.
Just the daughter?
Yeah, and she was kind of shocked, too. She
and
said,
Frank was there.
And Frank.
She's so smart and adorable. She finds him so repulsive.
Right.
Adolf Eichmann was there.
Right.
But, you know, Amy took a photo at Caroline's with you and Molly. Molly said her hand was sweating. You touched her hand, and she was sweating, and she wanted to
I had my hand on her ass.
She wanted
I
to
think
run
that's
away
why.
from you.
Gilbert's a pedophile.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
I heard that he gets hookers all the time. For sure.
Is that true? Do you get hookers?
Underage hookers.
Right.
Yeah.
Who told you he gets hookers? You're so
I can't
See, I have to spend money to get a hooker.
Can I tell you something? I think this woman's in love with Gilbert.
No, Howard.
Ma'am, I'm just telling you. I think you're in love
Howard,
with...
on the grave of my father. My sister who died, too.
Everything is Holocaust with
On
her.
the grave of everybody who died in the Holocaust. 6 million Jews.
All right.
I am
So because of the 6 million, you won't go to bed with me?
I swear to you, I would be if I had to sleep with
This
Gilbert.
is why the 6 million died.
Why?
So this woman won't have to sleep with me.
My heart would stop. Gilbert, if you laid on top of me, my heart would stop.
Like Dracula.
Oh, my goodness.
I would sleep with anybody but Gilbert. Anybody.
What is it like to be Gilbert and have women constantly like telling you not only that not rejecting you, but like repulsed by you?
Would you sleep with an SS officer?
I think before I slept with you, I would.
Yeah.
You would.
I would close my eyes.
Yeah, but he could give her freedom.
I would close my eyes.
You
I
would
close
sleep.
My eyes.
You would sleep with if you had to sleep with either a Nazi or Gilbert Gottfried.
Nazi.
You would sleep with a Nazi.
Nazi over Gilbert?
Right.
Well, he could slip her more bread.
Right.
I couldn't bear it. He's like, Howard is career.
If you had to sleep with either Gilbert or an AIDS patient, who would you sleep with?
You're going too far.
Well, we're just trying to determine.
We're just trying to determine how repulsed you are by Gilbert.
If you could either sleep with me or ride with Princess Di, which would you do?
That is horrible. See, now people will hate you even more, too. You did this to me, now you're doing this with Princess Di. People are already hating you all over America.
Well, ma'am, you've had a horrible experience. Your family was killed by the Holocaust, and Gilbert, you just tried to open up to him. You tried to open.
You know, Howard, you know how many times I've talked to really important people in Hollywood, like Amy's friends,
yes.
like really important people,
yes.
producers, everybody has been so nice. He was the only one.
But do you tell everybody the Holocaust?
People ask me where you're from. You know,
it's like
and I tell them my
entertaining.
story.
Yeah, so when you tell them where you're from you're from the Holocaust?
Yeah, you
No,
say, I'm from
I am
Auschwitz.
not from the Holocaust, Howard. I'm too young for that.
Right.
I'm not from the Holocaust. But my parents went through it, and all my grandparents were killed, and my cousins.
Can't you just say you're from Germany and leave it that?
No, I can't, Howard. I somehow have to tell it. I don't know.
I see.
It's like you know.
Well, you got to expect any kind of reaction then.
Right.
No, but nobody would say something like that.
I
You
see.
know, all
Like,
my-
who are some of the famous people you've actually got to spend time with as a result of working for Amy Heckerling, the great director?
Oh, not spending.
But you know what I mean.
Being on the set, John Travolta,
Right.
he did Look Who's Talking To.
And you told John Travolta your Holocaust story, and he was very...
No, he didn't ask,
and
but
he
you know
danced
who
to
I told my Holocaust story?
Who?
A little bit,
Who?
Henry Winkler.
Henry Winkler.
He is the sweetest guy in the whole wide world.
And when you told him you...
Did he give you the thumbs up and go, hey?
Hey, that's a good story.
Hey, Cunningham.
He was so nice. Oh, God.
Did you tell Donnie Most the story?
Who? Donnie Moss? You are... Gilbert, people were in shock when you did that on Howard's show. Couldn't believe it.
Who called you?
This man must
Did you tell Laverne and Shirley the Holocaust story?
Come on. People said you should be in a mental hospital.
Isn't Gilbert, like, you think, like Gilbert's just wacky for the show or something, and then when he gets off the air, he's like normal? He's not. That's what I'm
What I
trying to...
love about the story.
Yeah, it's great. There was no audience.
People said we can't understand how Howard Stern can love Gilbert so much. They don't understand.
Oh, I don't love him. I'm repulsed by
I
him.
think you like him a lot.
But, just imagine, not only does he do it in the car, he continues throughout the day.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the dinner with a 12-year-old in the room. Because Gilbert's trying to impress the 12-year-old. Probably wants it.
I think I had a shot with her.
He cannot stand Gilbert. He thinks he's an imbecile. He's like something.
Will she let me give her a bath?
Was Amy upset during the dinner that Gilbert was goofing on your home?
Amy's like in that. I told Amy I'm going to quit my job.
Really?
I swear to God, I said, Amy, I'm so disappointed in you. How can you be, like...
Didn't you try to get...
Laughing? She thinks, and, I said, Amy, I was waiting for you to defend me because I would have jumped on him and killed him. I swear.
I heard she hit on Amy for more money because I was insulting her on the Holocaust.
And she gave me more money.
Yes, she gave her more money.
Right.
So you're using the Holocaust to get more money.
Oh, Gilbert, you don't even know what you're doing to yourself in your career. You're killing yourself. You have nothing.
Yeah.
The whole table's hysterical in this one.
Right. Well, listen, I understand your horror and shame.
No, and you know what? People said Howard was so nice.
Of course. I mean, Gilbert is insensitive.
Deutschland, nobody.
What did you do about Howard?
Yes.
I still have nightmares about it. I swear to God, I still have nightmares about this. How
And
my
hard drive
father
with
was
Gilbert?
suffering.
She doesn't have nightmares about the Holocaust. She has nightmares about me.
No, she's talking about the Holocaust.
Yes.
You have nightmares about the Holocaust? And you tried to say to Gilbert, reach out to him because he's a Jew. Yes.
Howard, I don't want pity or anything like that, but I just want to say another thing. After my father survived and everything with 80 pounds,
Yes.
20 years later, he got killed in a car accident with my little sister. So my life was really not that easy. So I don't need a clown like Gilbert laughing. Gilbert, who never had one tragedy in his whole life but himself.
Have you ever looked at my penis?
But let's face it. I mean, it's kind of heavy to pick someone up and lay this all on them.
I wouldn't lay that on a normal person.
Right.
I am very sensitive and nice to guys.
Right.
And you picked out Gilbert?
Because you know what? He pretended that he was really, sympathetic,
Yeah. Well, all right. You know what? When he looks empathetic, it's just gas.
I think so, too.
That's right.
I tried to pick her up by promising to get her into the Holocaust Museum.
No, and Howard, I told you that Amy had to reimburse him for the taxi cab.
Wow.
She said,
Is that
you
true,
owe
Gilbert?
me $650 for the cab.
Oh, my God. Is that right?
That's right, and Amy just laughed. What can you do with a guy like this? I said,
All right.
why do you hire him? He ruins your movie. It's horrible.
Right. Well, anyway, there it is. There it is. Another horrible story about Gilbert. And they keep rolling in.
But maybe you can get Amy.
This is like the Jerry Lewis telethon.
Maybe you want to... Hey, listen to this.
You want Amy on your show?
Amy, we would love to have on.
Yeah, Amy likes you now because you've been so,
Well, come on.
You said good things about her, and she
makes
never
great
did.
movies.
Yeah, you're sweet, Howard, and she will come on. I told her, Amy, you got to go on, Howard.
Come on, and we'll talk about the Holocaust.
She looks really great.
Could you do one thing for me before you go?
What is
Could
that?
you go, Hogan?
What was that? I can't even understand. It's so pathetic.
Hogan.
And you're not even funny on anything. You're not funny on the news. You're just annoying. You're horrible as a vampire. Horrible. He's horrible as everything.
Oh, you can't critique Gilbert's vampire.
No, yes, I can.
Please, Gilbert, I beg of you.
He was insecure. He was just sitting there like a fool. You did the whole thing.
Here is the vampire.
He was
This
awful. I
time,
don't know the TV.
children of the night.
I
That
but
music
before I
they
go, I
make.
want to say one thing, Howard. That's
Yes.
not even about Gilbert. I
Please,
want to
Miss
say.
Holocaust woman. I think the blood of the Holocaust woman. Oh, German woman. Please, I bite the neck.
I don't think
Oh, the German
one
woman.
thing is, he just one funny scene. You know what? Gilbert.
Yes. Dracula's here. Wait.
Yes. Yes. I am not going to harm you. I will give you eternal life.
Before I go,
You will
Howard.
live forever.
Howard.
Among the undead.
Ah, you're so boring. Boy, are you boring.
This is always.
I will chew a number into your arm.
Chew a number?
With my fangs.
You know what, Gilbert? How can I say something?
Shave your head.
Gilbert, you were really
With my
interested.
teeth.
Gilbert, they should have left. Gilbert. Howard?
Yes?
I think.
If I bit the necks of your parents, they would be alive today, drinking the blood of the
My
living.
mother is a blind asshole.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll have to talk to Igor about this.
Howard?
Igor, you said she was dead.
Howard.
The hell is the matter with you?
Shut up, Gilbert. Your voice is
Sorry,
annoying.
mister.
Yes?
Let me put her name on the computer.
Gilbert, they should have left the foreskin.
I bit off my own foreskin with my
Yeah, your
fangs.
foreskin should have been on you and somebody should rip it off. And then you would know what pain means. You would
Ah, that feels good. Rip my foreskin off. Right now, I command you, stare into my eyes and rip my foreskin off. Ah, 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 oh, boy, that's good.
You're
Oh,
anti-Semitic. You're the most anti-Semitic Jew I've ever seen.
He's an anti-Semite. You're right. He's an
He really does. He gives Jews a bad name.
He does.
Everybody was.
Igor is a Jew. He stands crooked. And his stomach keeps falling off.
God, you make everybody laugh but me. I don't know.
I don't find it funny at all. It's not funny at all, man.
I don't understand Robin and Howard. Robin is
I'm
just.
laughing at Howard. Howard's crying. He's laughing.
I'm crying because of the 6 million people who died in Germany.
But especially Robin is so sensitive, you know. And she's
Right.
I don't understand.
She's outrageous.
I told you I wasn't laughing at Gilbert. I
Gilbert
would
is
never laugh
childish.
at Gilbert.
Gilbert is childish.
He's like a. He's the.
She feels sympathy because she was in slavery. She understands. I would like to bite her on her black neck and her blacker klugi. I want to bite her black klugi. Stare into my eyes. I bite your klugi.
All right.
You know, before I got
He did this the whole night at Amy Heckerling's house?
Pardon?
He did this the whole night at Amy Heckerling's?
He spent like 2.5 hours there.
I like Jewish blood. There is a hint of gefilte.
You know what's funny to me is she was heckled at Amy Heckerling.
I know.
Yeah, he can make Jewish jokes about gefilte.
That could be her autobiography.
Gilbert, are you saying that the only reason that you did all
Heckerling.
the only reason you did all these Jewish jokes is because it was inappropriate that she bring up the Holocaust?
Yes, I thought it was really inappropriate.
Right.
Because otherwise he does good Jewish impressions. I have to give him that. I have to give him that.
All right.
Listen,
like his rabbi.
This is crazy. This is crazy. I
Give
understand.
me some Holocaust klugi.
If you don't bring up the Holocaust, he makes funny Jewish jokes. He does funny old Jewish men and stuff like that.
I'm like Alan King.
All right. Well,
No,
anyway.
but he's no Jackie Mason, because when I listen to Jackie Mason, I'm really laughing.
Right. He doesn't have the ability to make you really laugh.
Gilbert just makes you smile.
But Howard, before I go, I don't want to waste time on Gilbert. I want to give one compliment to Baba Booey.
Right.
I just wanted to say he's been very polite to me on the phone.
All right. Listen, thank you, and say hello to Amy for me.
I will,
All right.
Howard.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
That is Barbara, who is very upset with Gilbert.
Always. Still.
Always. There's so many people.
I think
But she got it out of her system.
that dinner must have happened 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like it was yesterday.
Oh, there's tons of people on the line who have Gilbert stories.
Oh, you're kidding.
Oh, God, I could sit here all day and listen to them, but I got to take a break, and I've got to...
This was one of the funniest.
Oh, those are great. Want to hear from a guy who Gilbert tried to pick up his wife?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God. No, this is great. I'm sorry, I can't break right now. Joe.
Yo.
Gilbert tried to pick up your wife?
Yeah, I was at the, about 6 months ago, I was at the Soho Grand Hotel
Yeah.
with my wife, and I met a couple there. And they got a lounge area before the bar. And my wife goes up to get a drink. I'm sitting hanging out with my friend, and I see this redheaded girl. Mike, I think she worked for him, going up and trying to introduce, say, listen, there's a comedian over here, thinks you're pretty, wants to meet you. I see my wife talking, she's pointing at me. So I walk over, I see what's going on. I look over, and it's Gilbert, having someone trying to pick up my wife for him.
Wow.
Wow, Gilbert is people?
What do you do? You don't buy that one.
This one I don't buy at all.
Oh, boy, actually, and in a bar at the same time.
What bar was this?
What?
What bar was this?
The Soho Grand Hotel, the bar upstairs.
You ever been to the Soho Grand?
I've been there, but I've never.
Then it's true.
He had a little gray sweatshirt. He looked like a little midget. I was ready to beat the crap out of him, first of all.
Now, here's a guy, Gilbert dated this guy's mom. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, Howard, how you doing?
Hey, what's happening?
Not too much. My mom was in high school with Gilbert.
Oh, really?
She said he was a real spaz.
High school?
What high school?
In East Greenbush.
Where?
East Greenbush.
East Greenbush?
Yeah, you know.
Ice Cream Bush.
Yeah. Oh, Ice Cream Bush.
You know when you go to East Green Bush?
No, he said Ice Cream Bush.
Oh, Ice Cream Bush.
Yeah.
And finally, one more story. A person saw Gilbert pick up his own tip at a restaurant.
Now, that's ridiculous.
Is that true?
Howard.
Yeah.
It wasn't his own tip. He didn't pay or anything. It was somebody else that left the tip.
Wow, I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
And he didn't want to take it all because he didn't want it missing. There was 2 50s, so he took one.
Wow.
50s?
Yeah, so it looked like it was still on the table.
Wow.
Who leaves $100 tip? Especially the restaurants I go into.
Right.
That was at Mann's, though. 100 was a small tip.
Mansville?
At Mann's Chinese Theater.
Oh, Mann's Chinese Theater? Were you there at Mann's Chinese Theater?
It was about
There's
6
no
years
restaurant in Man's Chinese Theater.
Yeah, 5 or 6 years ago.
Who cares? Anyway, yeah. What is the gorilla? Real quick.
Well, I kind of dated a girl that dated Gilbert.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was she hot?
Yeah, she's pretty, right?
I think so, if we're thinking of the same one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, Gilbert gets
I
good.
don't know.
No, she was a real good looking girl. And the thing was that, I was like, she
kind of kills it that she acts with him, too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's just
She should have been
ruins
done
it.
after.
How did you get it?
I
know how Gilbert gets
I met
it.
her at one of Fred's gigs, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I
Really?
just started talking to her. And
Wow, and you got her?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it really kind of turned me off that she was with Gilbert before me. But
Oh, please.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Gorilla, you're kind of bottom of the barrel, too, you know. Yeah, don't be goofing on Gilbert. Yeah.
But anyway, she said that,
Is she a good lover?
She said that.
she wouldn't really give me that many details. The only thing that I can get out of her was that she, in his apartment, that she goes, I know he has money, and yet his clothes must be like 30 years old. And she goes, he wouldn't go out and buy new clothes, and I had to, like, go out and buy them for him and then give it to him. So, like, 'cause at least when he went out to these premieres and stuff, that he would dress like, you know, someone, like, in the 90s.
Wow. Who bought me clothes?
She said she had to go out and buy you clothes.
This story's making less sense.
Really?
Yeah.
I believe all of them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the truth. But anyway, Gilbert, your
Yes.
legend grows.
Yes.
Gilbert will be at Caroline's next Wednesday, October 29th.
I gotta see this guy.
I got to take a break. Can you hang out? Oh, of course you can hang. You know where to go.
Yeah.
Right.
I hang out.
But we'll do the news next.
Oh, he's got a hot date.
Yeah.
Well, if you were smart, you'd leave now. You just killed. So
Yes.
it's okay. You don't like to leave.
It'll only go down.
We'll see. When we get back, if you want to be here, be here.
Until he came back with that story, that was sort of like
A downer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Gilbert, why don't you give your sizes out over the air so people
Yeah,
can see the clothes?
exactly.
Caroline's next Wednesday, October 29th. Gilbert Gottfried, you want to go see someone real funny, and we got to take a break. We'll come back and do the
Net
news.
14 and a half.
Right. Will you be doing your Dracula at Caroline's?
Oh, I think I might.
You might.
Yeah.
You'll do whatever they want.
Yeah.
You don't care.
Yeah.
Right. All right. What an honor to have Gilbert Gottfried here at Caroline's next Wednesday, October 29th. Well, Gilbert has made fun of the Holocaust so far this morning. Let's see what else we can talk about.
Yeah, what else can he have fun with?
Yeah, we're having some
Tragedies.
fun. We were sitting here discussing who was cheaper, Gilbert or Ratso, and we decided Ratso makes Gilbert look like a piker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like a drunken sailor in a whorehouse next to him.
Yeah, you're nothing.
Yeah.
You're not even frugal next to Ratso.
He's going, it's great, his mother died. Now he can take us out to dinner.
I can't imagine being so excited about it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, forget it. That makes Ratso's year. The fact that he fleeced a retard.
Oh! Like he discovered gold.
Right. Free money. A retard just made an inheritance.
Everyone makes money, doesn't he?
Who, Ratso?
A house, a summer house.
No, Ratso buys a house.
Uh-huh.
And Ratso will buy a house for like $50,000.
Yeah.
I mean, in 1998, literally $50,000 will cost. You're not going to believe it. I found a house on the water, $50,000. And I'm going, what the? He goes, it's not a great neighborhood. I mean, it's just like, but it's going to get better.
It's beautiful.
I found out there's like tons of black people around the neighborhood. And he's like, Ratso didn't know this. He's like, because he can't figure out. He goes, I got a fantastic deal.
He has a summer home in Harlem.
Yeah. Let's face it, because people are so prejudiced that here's Ratso. Here's Ratso. Ratso.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You spent like what, $50,000 on that house?
What?
You spent like $50,000 on that house you just bought?
It's more than $50,000.
Not
How
much.
do you get a house on water for $50,000?
How about 60?
A little bit more. Anyway, let's not.
Is it about, what was it, about 70?
The point is Gilbert.
So Ratso will be like, hey, $70,000 or whatever, $50,000, and I'm like, who buys a house for $50,000?
Where is this house?
So he bought it someplace. I'm not even sure where it is. It must
It's
be
out on the island, right?
Yeah, it's somewhere, but
On
like
the fashionable South Shore.
yeah, it's on the South Shore.
There was a South Shore.
So you go, wait a second, it's on the water, and it's like $60,000 this house.
Uh-huh.
And Ratso's like, it's green, we love it. And I'm like, there's no. So I found out some investigating. I spoke to someone who went out there. They got a picture of it for me. So I go, look at it. She says, it's surrounded by black people. That's the laugh of the whole. Everyone laughs with Ratso. What are you talking about? You bought in a bad neighborhood.
Anyway,
What are black people
It's
doing
like
on
Malcolm
the
X
water?
boat.
They're not on the water. They're like right next to the houses on the water.
it's multicultural. Okay.
They're on the water in those long boats.
They're pushing Ratso into the sea.
Ratso's like Tarzan.
Oh, dear. What, Ratso? I can't hear you.
What?
Gilbert, without a doubt, is the cheapest man.
No, you're cheaper than Gilbert.
I am like George Soros compared to Gilbert.
No, you're the cheapest guy.
No.
Ratso, you bought a house for $50,000.
One night, Gilbert and I were at Columbus at Rick Newman's old restaurant. And I think Drew Barrymore was there with her mother.
Right.
And
She was about 3 years old, drinking at the table.
You remember this?
Yeah. She didn't even have her adult teeth.
6 years old. She kept on.
She had no teeth. She was a kid, and she was getting drunk.
Oh God!
Yeah, her mother was getting her drinks. She was like having a scotch.
Wow. Well, we can't mellow around.
Danny Aiello was there, and Gilbert keeps on yelling across the room,
What about the $6 million? What about the $6 million, Daddy? So we had a great night.
Right.
So it's the end of the night, and we both have to go home. So we get in a cab, and it's about 79th Street in Columbus.
Yeah.
And we start going downtown. And Gilbert lives in Chelsea, and I was going to visit a friend in Chelsea. So we take a cab together. We share a cab. We get to 23rd and 8th. And I know Gilbert, I've been with him for years and years, has never sprung once for anything.
Right.
We go to topless clubs. Our friends and me are buying beers. Gilbert would never buy a beer for anybody.
Right.
So we get down.
Why should I buy? I'm more famous.
We get to 23rd and 8th, and I go, all right, so let's get out. And I go, like I'm making believe I'm going to pay for the bill. And I go, and I turn white. I go, Gilbert, I have no money. You got to pay for the cab. And Gilbert, it's a stunned silence. And Gilbert is just freaking out. And he goes, and I said,
He's trying to make it into a bigger story.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Gilbert starts, no, I swear.
Yeah.
Gilbert starts into his pocket and pulls out little crumpled $1 bills. One,
And I say, goodbye, boys.
3.
I'll tell you one about Ratso.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, now we're going to trade.
When Belzer's daughter was in town, she was staying in like the same house as Ratso. You know, it's like same apartment building. So they were sharing a cab together, and she had no money. You know, she was like 15 or something.
Right.
And she brought home some food from dinner, and they shared a cab together. And Ratso goes, look, when we get to your house, can I have half of that?
Hey, wait a second, though. What is it, Baba Booey?
There's one story about Ratso that I've heard that is really legendary.
Right.
Ratso used to go to the Lone Star Cafe downtown.
Right.
And this guy, Mort, owned it, and Ratso was friends with that guy, Kinky Friedman, who lived in Texas. So Ratso tried to get in one night, and Mort wasn't there. So Ratso had to pay the $5 or $10 cover charge, which he absolutely refused. So the way I heard it was, at 1 o'clock in the morning, he went to a payphone, called Kinky Friedman Collect in Texas to tell him to call Mort Cooperman at home to let him in for free.
Wow. That's nothing. Hey, but wait a second. Ratso.
He got in, he said.
Here's the girl that dated Gilbert and Grillo, and she says she used to stay up at night helping him roll pennies for the bank. What is it? Let's get her on the line. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Becky.
Hi, this is Rebecca. How are you?
Hi. You went out with Gilbert?
Yeah, it wasn't a serious thing, but I did see him for about over a year.
Right.
Sounds pretty serious.
No.
For Gilbert, that's serious.
No, I had other, people I was seeing.
There's no way Gilbert's big, is he?
Holding hands is serious for me.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he's very sweet.
Now, what do you mean you had to roll pennies for?
Well, I mean, he had a bunch of change on his coffee table, and with rolls there, and he was rolling. I said to him, "You can't be serious."
That was the night out. He invited you over?
No, we really didn't go out much. We didn't go out at all. Actually.
Well, it costs money, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right, so you take your girlfriend out, though, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Gilbert's that cheap. Did you ever have to pay for dinner and stuff?
We didn't have dinner.
Really?
Where were you with Gilbert?
You would just have with him?
I'd hang out with him. I'd talk to him about his shows. I'd help him pick out his clothes for when he's going to be on TV.
Now, what about TV?
He doesn't have cable.
He will not get cable.
No, he will not get cable.
You really won't get cable? Why won't you get cable, Gilbert?
You
can't even see your own show.
Which I can.
That's the one reason. Yeah.
Gilbert,
that's why I won't get it.
Gilbert, you will not get cable? Why? Seriously.
Oh, I don't know. I'll get it one of these days.
Don't you think as a comedian you want to be up on...
It took him 8 years to buy a VCR.
Really?
And he called me to find out which was the cheapest brand and the best one.
Oh, I remember going to a National Lampoon party that they had at this club where everyone got a drink ticket.
Right.
It was really cheap. So Ratso was following me around the whole night. He goes, "Can I have your drink ticket? You don't drink." So I give him the drink ticket, and then he goes, later on, he goes, "Can you go out and tell them you didn't get the drink ticket? They forgot."
Does Gilbert have rabbit ears on his television?
Do you have rabbit ears? So how do you pick up television? I mean...
I put a clothes hanger outside.
No, but you think you'd want the good reception that cable brings? You know what I mean?
I have one of those record players with the crank on it.
Really?
Yeah.
No, really.
You don't even have a CD player, though.
He doesn't?
No.
Doesn't he like to have music on when he has sex?
No, I hum along with
Was he good in bed?
I'll give him that.
He is good.
Wow.
Oh, man. What a shock. And Gilbert, he's willing to give you that.
Sure, it doesn't cost anything.
Anyway, he's a good guy.
All right, thank you. I can't believe you rolled pennies with him.
Then I was good in bed.
Yeah. Did you really roll the pennies?
I didn't do it. I refused to.
Oh, he rolled them.
I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
So he sat there and rolled pennies.
He's got to have a lot of money if he's rolling pennies.
Yeah.
I mean, he's frugal. Ratso, you don't roll pennies, do you?
No.
All right. Thanks,
I
guys.
guess no, I invest.
Gilbert is the cheapest.
Yeah, Gilbert might be the cheapest. Thank you, Ratso, for clearing that up.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Howard.
Bye. Lovely. What a life.
We're having too much fun.
We are. We better do some news. Man, you're funny. Your personal life is so funny. So sad. Hey, at least you're getting laid, though. That's good. Yeah. You had that chick for a year. Yeah, that's pretty good. That took me by surprise.
Yeah, how'd that pass us for so long?
How do you date a girl for a year and never take her to dinner?
But you guys really got to get together with Ratso here and brag about how he paid so little for his house. He thinks you got away with something. You got to see it.
The whole world wasn't watching.
Yeah, and as soon as I heard this story and what he paid, I'm like, wait a second.
Wrong with this story.
Something's wrong with this story.
Welfare families will
right.
in that area.
Yeah. Can't even go out for a quart of milk.
Yeah.
Have you been to Ratso's house, Gilbert?
No, I heard.
I hear Ratso's got religious statues all over his house.
Really?
He's like a kook.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm praying that the Schwarzes won't attack me.
I'm going out for milk. Cover me.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of going out there just to check out the house.
We gotta go.
It's supposed to be a real goof. We ought to all go.
Let's get in a car and go.
Go to Ratso.
Hey there, Jew boy.
Hey, Ratso, welcome to the neighborhood.
Let's get a Humvee.
Yeah.
Field trip out.
Oh, man, River.
Well, hello there. Hello there, Ratso. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Ratso.
Trick or treat.
I don't know what you people are doing.
My old neighbor, Ratso. Ratso Sloman. How there? The head muckety muck. I'm a black man. I can't lend you a quarter. What you mean, trick or treat?
At least Ratso won't be borrowing anything from the neighbors.
Excuse me, Ratso. Can I steal your lawnmower? That's supposed to be borrow. I ain't going to borrow it. I'm going to steal it. Let's see you get it back. Say goodbye. What you going to do about it? You don't man if we dance with your girlfriend, do you? By the way, she might come back bow-legged, but they don't mind. Welcome to the neighborhood. Hey, you got water from there.
If you pay for the drinks, you can have my girlfriend.
You gave Ratso your drink ticket?
Yes. And then he wanted me, he was saying, look, go back, tell him that they never gave you a ticket.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
Can we do the news before noon today?
It's unbelievable. Never mind that. Robin, here's news. You want breaking news? There's a woman on the... let's see. There's a guy on the phone. He says he's at the scene where a woman has locked herself in her house. They tried getting her out with tear gas, but she fired 2 shotgun blasts at the cops.
Where's this?
Let's just find out. This could be breaking news.
This is a girl I wanted to have with.
Ratso lives next door to her. Dave, is that going on right now?
Well, it's been going on.
Where's it going on?
Been going on.
Where is this?
Where are you?
Well, we live outside of Buffalo, as a matter of fact. That's another thing I wanted to say. Hey, hats off to Q107 for getting you back, because we've been missing you.
Oh, I guess our Toronto station goes into Buffalo.
Oh, yeah, even farther. We get you all the way out to Erie.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Wait a second. So this woman is locked in a house. The cops
Has this been going on for weeks?
Well, this is in Illinois. Yeah,
Oh.
It's been going on for like a month.
Okay.
All right, well, we know about that. Okay, fine. Goodbye. I thought he was at the scene.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought it was happening out by Ratso's house. Ratso, come on over. We need your help.
There's a woman shooting at people. Oh, I didn't say today.
Yeah, 15 weeks ago. Great.
We need you the news.
Yes. Come on. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, come on. I'm going to fall asleep.
Hey, Ratso, why did you rob that bone from my dog? Hey, that Alpo ain't for you.
Gilbert, calm down for a second.
All right.
Something else to get into. This is one of the most fascinating stories I've ever heard. These are people
Thank you.
These are people we need to look up now.
Who?
Earlier this month, in Madison, Wisconsin,
Who?
a brother and sister were convicted of felony incest.
Holy mackerel.
We're Ratso's neighbors.
Now a state court says they have no parental rights to their 7-year-old daughter.
Wow.
The siblings have had 3 children, and they have lost rights to all 3. The woman is pregnant with a 4th child. And they say their relationship has nothing to do with their ability to be good parents.
Do they live near Ratso?
The court disagrees. In yesterday's ruling, the judges wrote the arrangement makes a mockery of the concept of family.
Hey, we ain't no monkeys.
Monkeys?
The brother and sister are in jail until they're sentenced for their felony conviction. They face 10 years in prison.
So the brother and sister are married?
Yeah, I don't know if they could get married,
well,
but
you know
they've been sleeping with each other in a relationship and have had several children.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Get laid.
Do they have drink tickets?
The kids must be so cross-eyed that their eyes are in each other's heads. Can you imagine that?
I want to know, what do their children look like?
Gilbert.
Are they single?
Are they single?
Do they have drink tickets?
Yeah. Fantastic.
A night of cold weather did
Hey,
not...
can I have that girl with the arm growing out of her head?
Did not stop them from playing baseball in Cleveland. However, it did make the game a little messy, is what they're saying.
Do you watch sports at all?
Oh, yeah. I drink beer.
No, you don't care about World Series.
No.
All right.
The Cleveland Indians tied a World Series record for making 3 errors during a 7-run ninth that allowed Florida to post a 14-11 victory. The Indians built a 7-3 lead against Al Leiter, but by the 5th inning, but their bullpen and glove work cost them the victory. It was all those errors they made that allowed runs to go home. Gary Sheffield hit one of the Marlins' 3 home runs and finished with 3 hits and 5 RBIs.
Hey, Gilbert, how many guys on a baseball team?
Well, baseball players have very odd names.
No, how many guys?
I don't even know.
Really? You seriously don't know?
Baseball.
You don't even know how many players are on a team? Wow.
How could you be an American?
Yeah.
God, that's unbelievable. As a kid, no one ever had you play baseball?
No.
You weren't picked for any team.
Oh, yeah, what team would want me on there?
Yeah. But even as a kid, you didn't learn how many...
Yeah, I don't know a thing about
You're being
baseball.
honest? You don't know how many guys are on a team?
I know that Babe Ruth played baseball.
Do you know the guy who stands on the mound, do you know what he's called?
The mound guy.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you know what that's called, right? That's the pitcher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that you know.
Our baseball players have very strange names.
Yeah, right.
Well, anyway, here is Gary
Help me the names
Sheffield.
of players. You got a catcher. Now, wouldn't this be a fine team without a catcher?
Gary
who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third.
Gary Sheffield?
No.
I'd like to get out of here.
You're not getting out of here for a month.
I just told myself I was going to get him the inside part of the plate, and I seen where Marquise was playing me, and I just said I was going to try to hit the ball into right field.
You live near Ratso.
Yeah. Now, it says who's on a first or who's on a second, and I don't know who's on third.
Oh, goodness.
What you said before, but a drug thing, because when kids, I don't know why you put it back in that thing.
That wasn't Brian Gumbel, that's for sure.
That's Ratso's landlord. What are you on there? Rent? Heat? Plumbing? Mortgage? Roof? Late? Tenant? Fixing? Paint? All right.
Here is
Yeah, I get a little more.
You? Drink ticket?
All right, go ahead.
He's the designated hitter for the Marlins. He must have been in some key play last night.
Designated hitter? Baseball? catcher.
All right. That is ridiculous. What tape did you say, Robin?
Jim Eisenreich.
What did he do again? He's one of the guys?
He plays
late penalty.
All right, already, yes.
He's on the Marlins.
All right.
If I hit it the way I'm trying to, it's a line drive to right, and it's a base hit. But I get under a little bit, and it went out.
And here he is again saying that
Too bad he could speak English.
he's really happy about this hit.
Why are you playing a tape?
It's an act of God that I hit a home run. And I feel very fortunate that I was able to do that. And, I guess, it helped our team get back in the game a little bit.
Douchebag says what?
He didn't think it was an act of God that he hit a home run.
Bloobity, God.
So what does he think? Forget it. Go ahead. God is only on their side? Oh, man.
Bloobity, Jesus. Bloobity, Virgin Mary.
Catch every sixth word. All right, go ahead. Yes, Robin, you were saying. Please, Gilbert, enough. You're not that funny. Gilbert Gottfried and Caroline's next Wednesday, October 29th. We'll be doing a famous impression of Ratso's neighbors.
In Missouri, prison officials say a convicted man's last words were that
innocent.
What were his last words?
Was committing a premeditated murder. Alan Bannister was executed by injection this morning for an alleged contract killing in 1982. Bannister says he shot the man by accident. Prosecutors say Bannister was
accident.
He's killer.
Wow.
The case gained international attention, and some celebrities joined the cause. Ed Asner, Sean Penn, and Harry Belafonte.
Gilbert was going to join, but it cost money.
Unsuccessfully seeking
There wasn't a
clemency
buffet.
from Missouri's governor, but they did not get the governor's ear. Here's a protester named Rita Fleischman, who was outside the prison last night.
Bloobity, Jew.
Governor Carnahan, hear your people!
What's
the dealio?
Oh, imagine being married to her.
Want to be put to death. Ratso, where's the milk? One piss the Schwarzes and get some groceries. We don't have any eggs. We're afraid to get the groceries. Can't they deliver?
The house is $50,000, but I'm surrounded.
Anyway, this guy was supposedly paid by another guy whose wife was, I think, living with another man. So he went to the door, and somehow that guy wound up dead. He says the gun went off by accident. Bloobity, gun. Paid contract killer, and now he's been put to death.
I went to Ratso's house. We lived for 2 weeks on canned goods. Great to leave.
Try the beam.
Oh, dear.
What else is in the news, Robin?
A Central Florida woman is losing custody of her kids because she's addicted to the Internet.
Wow.
A Lake County Circuit Court judge says Pam Aldridge ignored the needs of her children because she's too wrapped up in cyber things.
You on the Internet at all?
Oh, yes.
You don't have a web page?
Computer.
Too cheap to get a computer. Gilbert, at least Ratso's got a computer.
Yeah. Court
I like to keep on track of who's surrounding my house.
Court records indicate Aldridge has been spending most of her time in her bedroom with the computer, locked away from her children. After an evaluation by a psychologist, the judge concluded that the woman's obsession with the Internet had clouded her judgment. The kids ages 7 and 8 were originally when she and her husband separated. Now the children will move in with their dad.
I know people who are addicted to the Internet. These people, they're on all day and night. You can go into the chat rooms, and they're there all day and night.
Yeah, whenever you go on, they're there.
They're there. And you go, wow. They're always there. If you go on once a day, they're there. It's unbelievable.
All kinds of strange
click
news in the news stories.
That's Ratso's summer home.
A Syracuse man who was convicted of shaking his infant son to death in 1994 has been given temporary custody of his 2-year-old daughter. Maybe he can do as good a job with it.
Give him a second chance.
Yeah. Guy can make mistakes.
Antonio Goncalves
Are you Antonio? Do you have a sister? What's her name?
Sue.
Her name's Sue?
This guy was recently paroled, then a judge in Syracuse, New York, turned the top.
If you were Irish, what would you have for dinner? An Irish stew?
All right, get out of here.
Just imagine these kids. The
Yeah.
judge ruled that the child's mother and her boyfriend are unfit parents because of drinking, drug abuse, and physical abuse in the household.
Maybe they should get a lawyer and he can sue. He'll sue.
So a guy who shook a kid to death is a better parent.
Wow. These guys are found each other, two lovers.
Oh, dear.
We got to, you know what? When next summer comes, we got to go to Ratzo's summer home.
Yes,
We got to go.
Because he's always inviting people there.
He's like,
It's a fantastic neighborhood. My neighbors have the greatest tan. I wonder what the SPF is.
A 5-year-old Long Island girl is being credited with helping free herself and her grandfather after two men tied them up and stole cash and other items from their home in Oyster Bay.
I hope they didn't take their rolled penny collection.
The grandfather was babysitting the girl at 9:30 yesterday morning when a man knocked on the door and claimed he'd lost his dog. The guy opened the door,
Terrible.
and the suspect pulled out a gun and forced his way inside. The suspect hit the grandfather in the
And he
head.
said, I'm sorry, I thought this was Ratzo's house.
The gun, handcuffed him and placed a blanket over his head.
Gilbert, you would never open your door to somebody who needed help, would you? I wouldn't.
The suspect then used duct tape to bind the girl's hands together. Police say the suspect and another man then stole cash and other items from the house before running off.
Dog.
The girl was able to bite through the duct tape. to
I
free
have no
herself.
dog.
I have no dog. Alone. Hunted. I don't have a pooch.
The girl was able to bite through the duct tape.
Wow.
I
Then-
bite through the duct tape. Pull the strings. Pull the strings.
Then she grabbed the telephone for her grandpa.
Wow.
She will not make it.
Wow.
The police cannot help you now. Even though you bit through the duct tape. Soon you will live forever.
Oh, dear.
You will live the life of the alive, not dead, but undead. You will drink the blood of the living.
The grandfather was
It will
taken
keep
to a local
you
hospital.
alive.
And he
You
was
will turn into a bat or a wolf.
contusion.
You can only be killed by sunlight or a stake through the heart. And you can have with your father anytime you want. Oh, that was the other story.
Do gay vampires bite on the nuts? Dracula Gottfried.
They buy the nuts, they chew the nuts. Even though the nuts are fattening, they bite down on the nuts. Then you know the pain of the... Even they come to life when you bite on their nuts. I heard the dream when you bite on their nuts.
All right, let's continue with the news. Come on,
Talk
this is
about
crazy.
a sad life. You think Gilbert's life is sad?
Yeah, who has a sadder life than Gilbert?
Antonio. Isn't that right, Antonio?
No, no.
Who has a sadder life?
His sister.
70 years in a North Carolina State mental hospital for a crime he didn't commit.
Okay, that is sadder than Gilbert.
This
Not by
guy's
much.
name is Junius Wilson.
Blubbity, Judas.
Wow.
And when he was 19 years old, he was convicted of a rape that it turns out he didn't commit. But as a result, he was castrated.
Oh.
Jurors thought Wilson was retarded when they found him incompetent to stand trial.
That is
and
sadder than you.
placed him in a hospital, but he was actually deaf.
Oh.
The charges were dropped in the 70s, but the hospital let him stay when it couldn't find relatives to care for him.
Wow.
And now they are going to court, I guess, to see if he can't spend the rest of his life in this mental hospital because it's the only thing he's known.
Oh, that is the saddest thing. I want to option that story.
Yeah, isn't that the worst?
I want to put Jim Carrey in there. He'll be great. He'll make it a comedy, of course.
Oh,
Who cares? That guy sells tickets. Gary, send that guy a private parts package.
All right, Ian. Send him an Up All Night T-shirt.
Right, there you go, Gilbert. There you are. You are generous.
Yes.
You're not a stupid rat, though.
A gospel group is taking heat from gay groups. Isn't natural. Sisters Angie and Debbie Winans wrote the song called Not Natural after watching an episode of TV's Ellen, almost, where the lead character came out of the closet as a lesbian.
Right.
Their song also addresses premarital violence and using to sell products.
Oh, we got to get that song.
The Winans sing in the chorus, it's not natural. Just because it's popular doesn't mean it's cool.
Gilbert, do you agree with that?
It ain't natural. A bloobity-bloobity-bloobity-bloobity Lesbos.
The head of a gay gospel choir in New York says it objects to hearing homosexuality compared to low morality. A Washington, D.C. gospel station has refused to play the song.
Ellen's a lesbian?
Yeah. You got to get cable.
Oh, man.
The sisters aren't backing down. They plan to sing Not Natural at the Million Woman March in Philadelphia on Saturday.
Million Woman March?
I didn't know anything about it.
You better investigate. You ought to go there, Gilbert. There's 1,000,001 odds you get laid. You think you could get laid at the Million Woman March?
A bloobity-bloobity-bloobity lay?
2 million breaths. Anything else, Robin?
Yes, Stevie Wonder is a good guy.
He lives next door to Ratzo.
He doesn't forget people, Howard. He
Right.
had called. He was, I guess, going to stay at the MGM Grand Hotel, and he called to request his favorite limo driver there. And he found out the guy had been killed, so he insisted on singing at the guy's funeral.
Wow.
Charles Lee Redmond was shot to death on October 13th, allegedly by a dancer who had been stalking him and later committed suicide.
A female dancer?
I guess so.
Wow.
So
He
even
was stalked to death.
limo drivers get stalked.
Stevie Wonder sang. He does not see. He cannot see his reflection in the mirror.
It's just like you, right? Dracula Godfrey?
Both of us cannot see our reflection. He comes and he sings for the dead.
Hey, so you like that?
He sings for the dead. Sometimes he sings about being blind and for the phone company. He does songs for the phone company. Reach out and touch someone.
Wonder told the congregation at
What did he tell the congregation? He said, I am blind, don't cut my nuts off.
Oh, dear.
I know you cut the nuts off of deaf people, but don't cut the nuts off because I am blind.
He said he was out of love.
He said he was there because he thought it was the Grammy.
And their friendship was not based on Wonder's fame. Wonder said he knew the first day he met Redmond that they'd be friends.
Right. Well, there you go. It's a sad story in a sense.
Elton John has bumped off Bing Crosby's White Christmas
That's right.
with his rendition of Candle in the Wind of 1997. It is now the #1 song of all time. The Guinness Book of Records says nearly 31.8 million copies of the record have been shipped worldwide in its 38 days of release.
I love you, Robin.
Thank you very much. Motley Crue in Pittsburgh. They got before Sunday show in Pittsburgh.
Wow. You can't do that, right, Gilbert?
Authorities
You can't masturbate and perform oral sex.
You can?
Not when you're dead.
Authorities seized the tape.
If I perform oral sex, I cut the woman up with my fangs.
Was not
Pull the string.
Oh, boy. See, now he's gone too far.
The tape was not played at any other shows. Police say several parents called to complain, and one mother who took her 9-year-old and a 7-year-old to the show.
Well, who takes a 9-year-old to a Motley Crue concert?
I took my daughter there.
Right.
Is considering bringing criminal charges against the band.
Wow. Oh, please.
Can you imagine?
Oral sex is beautiful.
Police.
Well,
if they have criminal charges, what
come
does
on.
the lawyer do? He too?
Oh, no. Dennis Rodman has given the Chicago Bulls an ultimatum. He says he wants a signed contract by noon tomorrow or he's going elsewhere. I told you yesterday he's balking at some incentives currently included in that contract he has with the Bulls that remains unsigned.
Yeah. He doesn't think he can meet the incentives because half the team is sick.
I know.
So he figures,
They should lower the standards there.
wow.
Well, we'll have to see what the Bulls do. Keenan Ivory Wayans, we were talking about Vibe earlier in the day.
Did you ever do that show, Gilbert? Seriously, Vibe?
Oh, no.
Surprise.
The one black show I haven't done.
You're on tons of black shows.
Yes.
Black people like Gilbert.
Yeah.
They do. I don't know why.
I should live with Ratso.
He does all the black movies. He was in How to Be a Player.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were very good in that.
Yes, I was. I thought the book was better, though.
Right.
Anyway, Keenan Ivory Wayans also has a show on Late Night Talk.
What's he say?
The Vibe guy is...
Bloobity, Vibe.
Sinbad.
Yeah.
So, Keenan is out promoting his movie right now, and they asked him about his TV show. Here's why he decided to do a talk show.
I love TV, and I had great success in television, and the movie industry is fun, but it doesn't have the same consistency as TV, and people easily can forget, and you pretty much judge project by project. And so the advantage in TV is it gives you consistent exposure, and...
Don't you think the TV show's ruining him? It's kind of bad, his TV show?
It's very difficult, I think,
Yeah.
for a lot of these people to come up with that funny stuff every night of the week.
Every night? How about one night?
Well, maybe for the sake of consistency, you do it none at all.
Right.
all those guys have done it in their way. The only thing that separates me from Johnny Carson is who we are as hosts. And Johnny had one style, and Jack Parr had another style, and I have another style. We all have different sensibilities, and
couldn't he talk a bit faster?
Humorous, and that's really what it is. It's the host, and that's what I discovered most in my sort of research. I realized it's not the show.
Oh,
it's
but
the host,
I'm not a
because the
Schwarzer.
format.
What was that, Johnny?
But I'm not a Schwarzer.
Here's what it is. And yes, you can try and embellish on the format, but all of that is irrelevant because it's the host that people are tuning in to see.
Oh, he's killing it.
So in other words, he says the host is what makes a talk show different. And
Oh, really?
finally, he tells us how you get guests.
Uh-oh.
The show becomes secondary. Your guests become secondary. It's about you, your monologue, the sketches that you do.
He for such low rating, should he really be philosophizing about,
your comments on your guests. It's your conversation with them.
But you have to have some success
And all
before you
those-
get to be interviewed.
I learned in doing my homework, basically.
You didn't sound all
That's
that.
a lot of homework.
Yeah, for a guy not getting any ratings. Less homework, more jokes.
If my show doesn't work out, I might have to live next door to Ratso, but I do not look forward to it.
Bill Cosby has been given a second series by CBS. They have confirmed that he will host a series of versions of Kids Say the Darndest
They
Things.
say the darndest thing in the rent.
The network has ordered 12 half-hour episodes of the show for the mid-season.
Right.
The kids' concept, of course, started back in 1952 with Art Linkletter's House Party.
Sounds like a winner.
Just talk to the kids about it as enough.
Bill Cosby droning on with children.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see.
So do you ever like this or so bold name?
They should have a show for pedophiles. With Bill Cosby and some young kids. That's something you tune into.
So would you like to touch my bow giggle? Would you like to do the BC boo baba doo?
What would be funny is you have a group of kids with Bill Cosby and they all claim that he's their father. That'd be really good. Yeah, I'll watch that. What's up with that? All right, Robin. Is that what's happening?
Do you want to know how it turned out for Johnny Rotten with Judge Judy, or would you rather wait till you see the show?
I'd rather know from you.
I think Johnny Rotten wins his case.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh, see, you should have told us.
Kills it.
Now I can't watch.
What the dealio?
Right.
And they think that Roman Polanski might wind up back in New York if he gets to return to the United States.
Don't tell me that.
They have come up with some kind of a musical version of an old film that he did.
Yeah.
He would love to produce it on Broadway.
Lolita.
Yeah. How about we deny him that pleasure?
So those negotiations, I don't know whether they're still going on in California or not. You don't hear anything, but the rumor is that Roman Polanski is negotiating to get back into the country.
What are you saying?
Escaping after pleading guilty to statutory rape.
Wow. Gilbert Gottfried at Caroline's next Wednesday, October 29th, Robin.
Well, that's wonderful.
I know you'll be there. We could go heckle him.
And USA up all night.
Gilbert.
And you still have that job?
Don't remind me.
Wow. USA up all night to host the bad movie?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, that's a long-standing job.
Yeah, I mean, when are you going to get your honorary Emmy?
Yeah, that's right.
It's a horrible show. Tune in and see Gilbert.
Are they pleased with your performance now? For a while, they were a little upset with you, said you weren't putting any energy.
Yeah, it wasn't intense enough.
Right. They accused you of not putting enough energy into that horrible show. Like, wouldn't you be embarrassed if you had to put energy into that? Yeah, I planned this for a week.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I really thought about what I'm going to do.
I see the character as angry.
Do you put some effort into it now?
Oh yes.
No, seriously, do you?
Yeah, I study with Strasberg.
Right.
Yeah.
Jackie the Jokeman Marlowe has 2 filthy and funny CDs, Sgt. Pepper and the Joke Man. Only $12 plus $4 shipping and handling. Also on cassette, buy 2, get 1 free. Call 1-800-323-KING. Why don't you have a CD? I don't understand.
He doesn't have a CD. He
No.
doesn't have a DVD. He has nothing.
Nothing. Jackie has all of
He
this.
doesn't have a webpage.
Friday and Saturday, Jackie, November 7th and 8th at the Riviera Hotel. Now, there's a good one. That's good.
Nothing.
Even Gilbert's like, how did he get there? On the Strip in Las Vegas. For information and nasty jokes, visit jokeland.com. Gilbert, I told you Caroline's next Wednesday, October 29th. Geez, who else do I have to plug here? Don't miss Stuttering John hosting the 2nd annual beauty contest at Club Paradise in Las Vegas this Saturday night from 10 to 12 midnight.
He's in Vegas, too?
He's in Vegas. There's a guy who's angry with Gilbert. He says he ruins the show. Jeff, you think he ruined the show?
Obvious.
Did Gilbert ruin the show? Gilbert? I mean,
yeah.
Jeff?
Yes.
All right, he's gone, Gilbert. You got off the hook on that one. I didn't think you ruined the show. You made it bad, but you didn't ruin it.
You didn't completely.
Right, you didn't completely ruin it. Now, and tomorrow, Sternak will be here. All right, so there it is.
Another one in the can.
Another one in the can. Wow.
Have you ever had it in the can? Has your sister? What's her name?
Hello?
Is this the Stern Show?
Hello?
Is this a phone number associated with the Howard Stern Show?
What do you need?
Is Richard around?
Who?
Is Richard Christie around?
Can you hold on 1 second? Hello?
I'm here. Is Richard Christie there?
Spell the last name, please.
Christy.
Oh, that. Okay, hold on. Click. Beep, beep. Eric.
Yes.
Hey, it's Richard.
Hey, Richard.
Did you get through?
No, I waited on hold.
I think we're in a break right now. You want me to see if I can maybe patch you into the studio or something?
Okay, you could try that, yeah.
All right, can you hold on 1 second?
Yeah.
Howard, line 4 is Eric.
Oh, it's Eric. Hold on. Eric.
Yes.
It's Howard. How are you?
Hi.
We're at commercial break right now. I'm really glad you called because I wanted to speak to you.
Gary, stop breathing on me. Your breath smells like I'm on the phone with Eric the Midget.
Now, where were we, Eric?
Okay.
As you know, we're now on Sirius Satellite, so we can curse and we can do some crazy things. So I was thinking maybe we could do something a little funny for the fans. Maybe when I put you live on the air, this will be the new Eric the Midget, something that you've never done before.
Okay, what do you have in mind?
I get on the air with you and go, hey, Eric the Midget, you're on the air. And you just go, Howard, I'm so happy to be on the air. Whee! Can you do that?
No.
So why don't you give it a try?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Can somebody get George Takei's hand off my cock? I'm on the phone with Eric the Midget.
Okay, Eric, where were we? Yes, okay, now I remember. Go. Whee!
I'm not going to do that.
Okay, how about you do this? Say, hey, I'm Eric the Midget. Fucking A. Give that a try.
No.
Do you want to get hooked up with Kelly Clarkson? I can do it. Now repeat after me. Say, Howard.
Howard.
I. Eric the Midget.
Eric the actor.
Love you.
Love you.
And I want to.
Where are you going with it?
And I want to.
Hang up.
No, you're supposed to say, suck your cock.
Oh, speaking of acting, Eric the Midget's on the phone.
Eric the actor?
Eric the actor. Excuse me.
I have decided I'm calling him Eric the actor.
Yeah.
Only
it's
because
funnier.
No. Only because I was watching the Golden Globes. Peter Dinklage won an award.
Right.
And he mentioned the name of someone, and I still haven't had a chance to look it up, but I asked someone what that was all about, and it was a dwarf who, somebody just picked him up and tossed him.
Right.
And he was injured or killed. I don't know exactly what had happened, but I said, you know what? That's disgusting.
Right.
And that's why I'm going to call him Eric the actor from now.
The black actor.
I don't know if I'm going there with you. But.
Well, I just think that, when people can't walk up and down the street without somebody thinking, oh, there's a dwarf, I'm going to toss him.
Can you have actor tossing?
Nobody's tossing actors. They're tossing dwarves.
Eric the actor tossing.
And people they think of as midgets.
Hey, Eric.
Good morning, and thank you, Robin.
You're quite welcome, Eric.
By the way.
And, just to say, Robin, that person you're referring to was injured, not killed.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. So I got a nice email from Mary McCormick, the star of In Plain Sight, which is the show Eric did.
Yes.
And she was like, wow, Eric was lovely, and I don't know why, he was totally professional. And
really?
She was quite taken with Eric and very, very pleased with Eric.
That's wonderful.
And she was like, what is with you guys? And she wanted to know why
we make such a
fuss with Eric.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I said, look, I like Eric a lot, but Eric can be difficult. She goes, I saw no evidence of that. And then I sent her this letter because her producer got a letter from Eric.
Eric's still writing letters?
Yeah, Eric wrote a letter to Mr. Strauss, who is the producer of In Plain Sight, after he had this positive experience, after they put him on.
Well, he must have been just thanking them, right?
Yeah. And Eric, is this letter for real? Is this from you?
Yes.
Okay. Listen to this letter. This guy.
Complaining midget.
Now, I don't know if this is a shtick for radio. I hope it is, because, hey, Mr. Strauss, again, I want to thank you for having me on your show. It was great meeting Mary and the other people who work on it. I had a great time.
Wonderful.
Now on to business. As you are aware that my contract stated that I would receive 2 20-ounce Pepsi-Colas a day for each day I worked.
2 20-ounce Pepsi-Colas every day.
Right. But no Pepsi-Cola was provided for me the entire time I was there. Come on, Mr. Strauss. If this was Johnny Depp, he would have had the Pepsi-Cola.
Johnny Depp?
Which, by the way, Johnny Depp was actually staying at the same hotel I was at.
How bad did you harass him or look for him?
I didn't even know it till the day I left.
Yeah, good. Lucky for Johnny Depp. I am owed
Johnny Depp probably got your Pepsi-Cola.
I am owed 4 20-ounce bottles of Pepsi-Cola.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm sure that this was a mistake and not intentional on you or your staff's part, but a deal is a deal. I wouldn't even bring this up at all, but this is my year end, and the people who do my books and take care of my things are really giving me hell over this. No, they're not.
What are you talking about? What difference would 4 bottles of Pepsi-Cola make?
Who are your people who are giving you a hard time? That guy who takes care of you?
Well, I don't know if I want to say it or not, but...
What is the problem if you don't get this Pepsi-Cola?
Just, if it's something that's promised in the contract, it should be honored.
But you say people are giving you a hard time. Why is the missing Pepsi-Cola a big problem?
Because then, for future, when that's in the contract, then,
Yeah, but you say the people who do your books and take care of things are really giving me hell over this. No, they're not.
You just want your Pepsi-Cola.
Well, listen to the rest of this letter.
Okay.
I didn't tell my manager, Johnny Fratto, about this, as these things can cause him to get very upset and mad and make things get very uncomfortable for people he thinks are screwing me around.
Stop it.
So best that we work it out among ourselves. Let's try to settle this as fast as we possibly can. No reason to get the lawyers involved.
Lawyers?
Yeah.
You would hire lawyers to try to track down 4 bottles of soda?
He has no money to hire a lawyer, and... Is that a joke? Let's get the lawyers involved?
No, it's not a joke.
This, I believe, was something
Eric.
Eric, please tell me that this is a bit.
It's not.
So the guy from In Plain Sight, Mr. Strauss, immediately got in touch with Gary and said, is this guy for real or what? Gary, what happened? What did he do? Eric's...
It started out with, hey, listen, this is just between you and I. Eric was a nice guy on set, so I feel so weird because I got this note, and I think he's threatening me, and I don't know what's going on. So then we went back and forth a little bit. I said, listen, don't worry about sharing the note with me, because he sent it to everyone on our staff. So the last that I got from him was, Gary, the more I think about it, in my sake haze, the angrier I'm getting. I was ready to heap praise on him. Now I'm ready to tear him a new one. He's threatening me over Pepsi. Does he ever want to work for anyone again?
Well, Eric, you got a guy who is on your side.
Right.
For 4 bottles of Pepsi, you let it slide. And you should have said something to them when you were on set.
Yeah,
that you
why
want
didn't you mention it while you were there?
You're really that hard up that you need 4 bottles of Pepsi?
Well, Johnny's in the process.
I think you saw it as a principle of the thing, Howard.
The principle of the thing? He got to be on a television show.
We've gone through this. But the way he read it to me was, it does make sense if you go by the principle of the thing.
Eric, wouldn't it be better to forget about, you know how sometimes people go, I lent you some money, but forget it. Wouldn't it be better to forget about the 4 bottles of Pepsi and not piss off this guy and sort of have a good reputation as somebody who goes to the set and isn't into shenanigans?
Having people think well of you?
Well, as I was going to say before Johnny stepped in there, was Johnny's in the process of negotiating the next thing, which is my appearance at the Viper Room on the 14th. And, I have a little Pepsi clause in there, and, I want to make sure that they don't see, In Plain Sight got away with not giving...
What if word gets out that you do this with Pepsi? What if word gets out and then people go, you know what? This guy's so up that he'll sue you over a bottle of Pepsi. I'm not touching this kid.
And why would they know they got away with it on In Plain Sight unless you brought it up?
Right.
They listen to the show, maybe?
But you are bringing it up. That's why it's on the show.
Yeah, I wouldn't, Eric. Although it would be funny if Eric sued In Plain Sight for 4 bottles of Pepsi.
And never worked again.
Right. Yeah, I think you should sue them. Let's go that route. Eric, why don't you sue In Plain Sight for 4... And John, and I like how you
Johnny, would you really go out and find a lawyer to take this case?
Or Johnny, you're just going to go over there?
I actually think I might have the worst lawyer in the world who would take a case like this.
And Johnny, why don't you just... Eric implies that you'll just go over and them up.
No, he did not imply
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. Let me read it again.
No, it's not. That's not an implication that I think Eric explained it to me that he was protecting me.
Things get very uncomfortable for people that he thinks are screwing me around.
Right.
How do you make people uncomfortable?
Well, he's saying he's not telling me, though.
Right. Well, he will if he has to.
I don't know about that part.
Yeah.
I only know I read the thing that said he doesn't want to involve me.
Johnny goes over and tickles people when they...
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's sort of like when, Mrs. Soprano would say, you don't want me to tell my husband.
Eric, what I understand a contract is the thing, and you had a contract for 4 bottles of Pepsi, but, sometimes you just go screw it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, what if AGT left something out of their contract with you?
It would depend on how big it was.
And he would, if he needed something, he would get it while he was on the set.
Wait a second. At what level? Like, why does Eric think he's at the same level as you, Howard? You've earned something.
Yeah, but okay, a contract is a deal. But here, I'll give you my philosophy, Eric. It's like, if it's a big item, of course you can't let it go, But, like, okay, I've got to go out to L.A. and do America's Got Talent. And theoretically, they've agreed that they'll pay for my hotel, But I'm bringing my wife, and I want more room in the hotel, so they were kind of like, wow, you're coming out, and, we planned on a certain budget. I said, don't worry about it. I'll pay for the overage.
Yeah.
Right. I could have pressed them on it and said, no, you've got to take care of this. You hired me and blah, blah, blah. But sometimes you just kind of, you understand the other person's point of view.
But also, Howard, if he needed the Pepsi,
he should have asked for it there.
Wouldn't he have asked for the Pepsi while he was there?
Eric, it's kind of gauche to be waiting at your house for 4 bottles of Pepsi. When you were there, you theoretically needed the Pepsi. You didn't ask for it, so let it go.
I tried to look for it, and it seemed as if
John was out walking around in Albuquerque in the rain, looking for Pepsi.
So why not go out of here? So why not call the producer at that point and say, gee, you guys promised to give me some Pepsi and it's not here. You don't need it now.
Well, actually, he does.
And by the way, Eric, maybe you shouldn't be drinking that Chariot.
Right. 4 bottles of Pepsi?
20 ounces. 4 bottles. How much is that, 4 ounces of Pepsi?
No, 40. I mean
40.
20 ounces of Pepsi is 40 ounces a day.
Yeah, how much is it for a bottle of Pepsi, Eric?
Price-wise?
Yeah.
$1 to $1.50.
All right, so you're
quibbling.
You're gonna piss this guy off for like $5. It does seem a little bizarre, doesn't it?
Well, whatever we do, Howard, let's try to solve this, because Eric's got a thing at the Viper Room coming up next week.
All right.
Not next
called,
week. Not next week.
Or the week after. It's called Eric's Got Talent.
Eric's Got Talent.
Eric is going to be judging strippers who are pole dancing.
Oh. There's a show I watch.
Sounds like fun.
There's a show I like.
Eric will be the thing, and we would love to get Howard TV over here.
This is the gig that he yelled at me for sending to him, by the way.
Right. Yeah, this is the...
Yeah, but...
Yeah, Eric, you were angry Gary sent this to you, from what I remember.
Now, Gary, it's doubled what it was. It doubled into something else.
Right.
I wish him luck.
It started all just the ribbon cutting.
And imagine they're listening to this going, oh, this guy is going to quibble over $5 worth of soda.
Right. If we miss the soda, he's going to have a fit.
Actually, Howard, they knew about it, and they're as we speak, gathering soda.
Harvesting soda. All right. Well, Eric.
Pepsi Cola.
Right, Pepsi Cola. Eric, you listen, you had a good experience. People liked you. Shuley was there. How did he do? He did well, right?
He did great, and everybody was so impressed with him, and they were so nice to him. And I kept asking Eric, is everything all right? Are they taking care of you? Not once was Eric like, yes, but I didn't get this or I didn't get that.
Right.
He was happy. He was fine. And
Eric,
I'm surprised by this.
If you had spoken up then, I guarantee you they would have gotten you Pepsi.
I mean, this guy had his own trailer, Howard. At one point, they brought Tia Carrera to Eric's trailer to say hello to him.
Tia Carrera?
Yeah.
And Eric's screaming about Pepsi?
Is that true, Eric?
Once he goes home?
They brought Tia Carrera to your trailer?
Yeah, I got to meet her after I was done with my scene.
Did she get Pepsi?
I
She had a big cup.
He didn't have any Pepsi to offer her.
Right. Well, now he was humiliated.
I got to New Mexico.
He couldn't even close the deal with Tia Carrera because there was no Pepsi there.
Yeah. Hey, what's the story? Like, why is Tia Carrera being marched in there? Was she confused?
She was filming a scene. She was in this show. And
In plain sight.
In plain sight. She
Right.
was a character on the show. And Eric heard she was there.
Right.
And his eyes lit up. He's a big
Right.
Tia Carrera fan. So he asked the girl if there's any way he could meet her.
Right.
And of course, here she just got done filming scenes. Boom, they grab her, they bring her right over
Yeah,
to the
because she's not
trailer.
going to ignore the kid in the wheelchair.
Right. And he met her, and she was nice. She took pictures. She hung out with him. She talked to him. She couldn't have been any sweeter.
She got big tits, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like twice his size.
And like when she leans down to take pictures with him in the wheelchair, her titty's like right on his head.
Just giant rack right next to his face.
Oh, he must have been in heaven.
He was.
Were you in heaven with that big rack?
Yeah.
Tia, do you think I could squeeze your titties? You know, that wheelchair thing goes a long way.
It does get you places.
Right. Yeah, I wonder how far he could get. Like, I've never felt a woman's titty.
Like the Elephant Man.
Yeah, right.
He had that look on his face twice when New Mexico. Once when Tia Carrera was in his dressing room, and the other one when he was filming a scene and the bunny rabbit came out. They had a live bunny rabbit for his scene, and his eyes lit up for that
He
as
liked
well.
that.
Yeah, he loves the animals.
Tia, do you think I could pretend to be a baby and you could nurse me?
I've never been breastfed.
My mother never breastfed me.
I guess I have
His compliment's like 20 years old. He's like, oh, I loved you in Wayne's World.
Is that what he said? That's the movie she did on.
What else you done?
Right. You were fantastic in,
Well,
What a
well,
career. It's funny her last name is Career, and she hasn't really had much of one.
Well, she was in that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie with Jamie Curtis.
Yeah, that's true.
Lee.
Wasn't that 97?
Yeah.
97.
Hey, it was something.
You got
1994, and what was interesting was Arnold was actually staying in the same hotel as well, so they were both there.
Hey, what's going on in Albuquerque?
That everybody's there.
Johnny Depp, Tia Carrera, Arnold Schwarzenegger. They're all there.
That's the new Hollywood.
Arnold was there filming a new movie, and then Johnny Depp was there preparing to play Tonto in the Lone Ranger.
Oh, my God.
I know everything.
He does everything. Yenta.
So funny, I got in a cab in New Mexico when I got out of the airport. The driver's taking me to the hotel, and we make a right turn, and there's the Albuquerque Public Library, and there's like 5 cop cars outside of it, and they're bringing out a black guy in handcuffs. And I just go, wow, you guys aren't crazy about them reading up here, huh? And the guy says, I don't know what's going on, but the chief of police, like the whole police force came out to the library. Eric shows up in New Mexico, and the whole day until Eric shows up, John Strauss, the executive producer, Mary McCormick, everybody's calling to find out when Eric is in town. Like,
Right.
they're all crazy about Eric.
I bet you Arnold Schwarzenegger got his 2 ounces or 2 liters of Pepsi or whatever the hell it is.
I threw them out.
Oh, you know he did. I bet
Right.
he got a whole truck full.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about the career of Tia Carrera. I think the last thing I saw her in was Wayne's World 2.
I'm sitting there thinking about Johnny Depp playing Tonto. We don't have any real Indians that could play Tonto?
No, why give them a job? Really obliterated them and wiped them out. No, Johnny Depp is a much better Indian than a real Indian. The only Indian guy who ever really had any success, because I don't know why, but remember the guy who used to cry on TV, the Indian that cried?
The guy in the commercial.
Yeah, I think he was a real Indian.
And so was Tonto.
Tonto was a real Indian?
Yes.
Jay Silverheels.
Was he
Well,
real?
the guy that was in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, yeah, that Indian, too.
Yeah.
That great.
3. You know why that Indian was crying in the commercial? He didn't get his Pepsi.
That's right.
And Eric, what is it? Pepsi-Cola over Coca-Cola? Like, are you just a Pepsi fan?
Yeah.
Can't drink Coke.
I wish Pepsi would bring back vanilla Pepsi and a couple other types.
This is the conversation, like, when we go to see him in his room. Like, me and Ganji, we go to, he finally arrives, so we go and see him, and it's tough like this, and he wants food, so he wants fast. Like, he comes all the way out there to be a part of this, filming, everything's on the dime of the company. You think maybe he'd go nuts and order room service?
Right.
He's like, I want Wendy's. So
Right.
he wants fast food. So Ganji and I go out to get him fast food.
Right.
We bring the food back, and Jan, his assistant, transfers him from the bed because Eric's kind of laying on the bed like Burt Reynolds in Playgirl, like he's laying on the side. So he's got to pick him up from the bed and transfer him to the chair. He does this move so fast, Howard. Like,
Jan does.
Yeah, like it's almost like a
You can't even see
globetrotter,
it,
like
yeah.
doing a trick with a ball.
Yeah.
And he whips him around and he puts him back in the chair. I said to him, I go, have you ever dropped him in the transfer?
Yeah.
And he gets all serious. He goes, no.
Never. The man's a professional.
But then he goes, I dumped him a couple times on the sidewalk. I said, what is that? He said, it's when you catch a lip on the sidewalk and the chair stops and he goes flying out.
I wish they'd video that.
He said that happened on the Vegas Strip.
Oh, yeah,
and I'm imagining people walking down the strip drunk, seeing a midget flying out of a wheelchair.
So when you're in the room and you got to like hang with Eric, is the conversation incredibly dull? I mean, is it like just
tedious,
like watching paint dry?
No, I mean, if you're excited to see him because there's a lot of hype, and we don't get to see Eric in person a lot.
Right.
So we're excited, and then it always happens every time you walk in the room and you're like, holy shit! Like it's like getting hit in the stomach with a bat. Like you're just like, what the f just happened here?
Whoa!
And we're having conversations. It's just there's a little bit of a delay. Like he'll stare at you a little bit for a second, and everything runs through the system.
So this is not an electronic thing, this delay.
No,
It
this
happens in person.
This is
So
Eric.
he didn't bring a Pepsi the whole time, right?
Not once.
Not once.
He wanted his chicken nuggets from Wendy's.
And he got them.
With honey.
Right.
Which I thought was odd. And
Do you think it's good for Eric to be eating that stuff? In the sense that...
What difference does it make?
Well, I know he has health issues. Maybe he'd stay alive
He's going to
longer.
go vegan all of a sudden?
He's already living longer than he ever expected to.
Right. He's already beat the odds.
To tell you the truth, I had a checkup on the 19th, and the heart problem I've got is actually decreasing almost to the point of being back to a normal person's heart.
Really? On fast food?
Yeah, it
That's
works
a
for him.
testament. They ought to get you in a commercial.
Fast food and
Hey, by the way, just to digress for 1 second here, there's a guy on the phone, Robert, who claims, and I thought this was true, the crying Indian was not really an Indian.
The crying Indian was not an Indian.
Yeah, hey, Robert, was he an Indian or not?
No, Howard, he wasn't. I don't know how I know this, but yeah, I think he was Greek or Middle Eastern or something, but he was definitely not American Indian.
Okay, thanks for clearing that up. Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, Zing. This is Zing.
We lost Mark.
Yeah, all right. Pardon. By the way, I was walking. I was with my daughters yesterday. We were all hanging out. I did a photo shoot of them, and then we went out to lunch, and we're hanging out and stuff. So I walk out into the parking lot to go back to the city, and a woman started auditioning for me. It's the first time it happened. She was
really,
yeah. Like all of a sudden, she walked by and she was like, "I'm in the mood for love."
Just burst into song.
Simply because you need me, I'm in the mood. Whatever the hell she was singing, you know. I was like, I said, okay, I'll put you through the next round. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm starting to get that.
Wow.
That's fun now. Wait a couple months from now.
That guy's name was Iron Eyes Cody. Now, how is that Greek?
Yeah, well.
But he was born Espera Oscar de Corti.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he became Iron Eyes because...
Immigrants from Sicily.
Wow.
I think after the commercial, he became Iron Eyes.
I need an Indian name, quick.
He used to cry in the commercial because the people were littering.
That's right, they were littering and de-beautifying America.
Exactly.
Turns out he was crying because they dressed him up like an Indian.
Right.
Well, anyway, all I know is he got me in trouble with the best picks because I was looking at the best picks and then I had to answer all kinds of questions of why I was looking at them. I was trying to explain. I'm doing it for my friend, my boss. I'm just looking. She didn't get it. She totally didn't get it.
What's Johnny talking about? Anybody know?
I don't know.
I think Johnny's conversation is
I'm talking
sponsored
about
by
best
Ambien.
Is Johnny on Ambien?
I am on Ambien, but I was talking about Best Pictures. I'm making perfectly good sense.
No, I missed it. You're talking about Beth's pictures?
Yes.
I think he got in trouble for looking at Beth's pictures by his
My wife went berserk when he looking at them. I don't think it was because I was looking at the pictures. I think it was because I was looking at the pictures too long.
Oh, I see. Okay, I didn't follow what you were saying.
Yeah.
It
was too long. I don't know what the time element on looking at them pictures is.
Yeah, right. Like if you look too long.
It can't be very long.
They're mesmerizing.
Can I ask Eric one question?
Go ahead, Shuli. Ask Eric a question.
Eric, has John Strauss received this email, and has he contacted you back yet? Because I know he was very happy with everything.
He contacted Gary and said he's livid over it.
You know, it's so crazy because he kept saying, I'm surprised because he expected this battle with Eric once
Right.
Eric got there, and Eric was so nice, and everybody was nice to him.
And now he's going to fit up by asking for $5 worth of Pepsi, which, okay, when you're there is when you're supposed to drink it, not
Well,
when you
that's
get
what I'm
home.
saying.
Drink it while you're there.
You know, and Eric, even if you had written a funny little letter that said, like, hey, Mr. Strauss, I had a wonderful, wonderful time. This is how I would have handled it. And I got to tell you, everything was perfect. You gave me a great experience. And the only thing missing were my 4 bottles of Pepsi. I bet you the guy would have sent you 5 cases of Pepsi. But now you're threatening him with a lawsuit and Johnny, and you just have no panache.
Well, I don't think he threatened him with me.
Yeah, he was.
I get upset and to keep me out of it.
Yeah, well, it was an implied threat to me, I think. Eric, you see my point at all, or no?
I mean, maybe.
Well, ruin all the goodwill you have going for you with a $5 worth of Pepsi.
These people built you a ramp, Eric.
Yeah.
They did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of them.
And they were feeling good about you until that letter.
They loved them.
Right.
All right, well, you can press them for the Pepsi. I'm sure they would send you $5.
Let's not get the lawyers into this.
I tried. I talked to so many people on that set. Not one person had a bad thing to say about Eric.
Well, I sent a letter to Mary McCormack. I said, here's the Eric you didn't get to see. Like this, because she was like, she didn't understand why everyone's always down on Eric.
Did you send her this letter?
Yeah, the Pepsi one. And then she goes, I'm sure Eric didn't write that. I'm sure that, like, either Johnny Fratto or...
She thought it was a joke.
And I thought,
Why do I get the blame?
well, who else is going to write? Who else knows how to write in that group? And then I thought it was like Jan maybe wrote it as a joke. But then we found out it wasn't
The one
Jan.
we should blame is Johnny Jr. He's the one who...
It wasn't Johnny Fratto. It wasn't Jan. It was Eric.
Because I think someone, I sometimes even think someone must have put him up to this.
No. He put it. He wrote that one.
The thing with Eric, while most, let's say, people are associated with the show, I would say have the ability to lie to get on the air.
Yeah.
Eric isn't like that. Like,
he tells the truth.
He'll fess up if he tries something and it doesn't work. And I talked to him about this letter off the record. I said, look, man, if it's just tell me, is this for real? Because I was really surprised about it. And he says, no, this is for real.
Yeah.
So,
So how long did you stay in Eric's hotel room?
Well, he got there in the evening. We were waiting all day for him, Ganji and I. And it's literally like there's New Mexico time stops the second you get there. Right. And so we're bored out of our mind. Eric gets there. We run to his room right away. He wants food. So we're figuring, all right, we hang out for like 15 minutes in his room.
Right.
And then you start running errands for him.
Well, because there's moments where the conversation's just like, all right, what else are you going to talk about?
What? I got a cousin that runs a restaurant right there called Brava.
Well, you know what? He wanted Wendy's. We got him fast food. We came back to his room. We got him the food. We watched the whole transfer and everything get ready for people to, and then we're just kind of standing there and we feel like the weirdos. Like we're just watching him through like an aquarium or something,
Yeah, right.
So we leave. We say,
does
all
he
right.
feel any pressure to talk to you or carry on conversation?
Well, he'll talk to you about things like, remember like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, that guy who called in that yelled at Eric? Eric still remembers this guy.
Right.
He still brings it up. He still talks about him.
Like, you've already forgotten it. Everyone's forgotten it, but he's still living
Yeah,
it.
you're like, what are you talking about? He reminds you of the guy who called 2 weeks ago who said this. And you're like, wow. So the conversation is exactly, spellbinding, but it's you're sitting there, you're being nice, you're talking to Eric.
Did you get any stuff for Howard TV or for the news department?
Oh yeah, we got a ton of stuff. I've been running stories, and I still got to run interviews with Mary McCormick and the director, and
wonderful.
Yeah, I mean everybody was very impressed with him. He had like 4 scenes he did. I mean,
and a lot of lines or no?
He had a lot of lines. He ad-libbed a line that the director loved.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think at one point they had to tape a set of key rings to his hand because he couldn't hold them. Right?
Yeah.
No, I had the person that was playing my wife's hand.
Oh, that's right. Eric actually brought up to the director. He says, "I see in the script I have to hold the key ring. This may be a problem."
Right.
And the director's like, "Well, what do you think we should do?" And Eric says, "What if I let my wife hold them?" You know, and he yells out, "Keys, woman," in the scene. And the director loved it.
There's Eric's wife. She's kind of hot.
Yeah, she wasn't bad.
Eric, did you start to believe that maybe she was really your wife?
No.
No, you didn't lose yourself? Hey, Eric, no offense. Have you gotten way fatter?
No, I've actually lost some.
And what happened to you? Like, did you see a ghost? I mean, like, did you let your hair go all gray?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought for acting you were dyeing it.
No.
I was going to say, I think Eric let himself go.
I took a picture of him over the week. It might be my favorite picture ever of Eric. It was from behind, and he was sitting in a chair.
I saw it.
From the back view, it looks like he got hit by a train. His legs are like curled up under each other and twisted up, and it is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
That's why I love Eric, because no matter what his affliction, he'll sit there and demand 4 bottles of Pepsi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he'll just be the prick he has to be. I got to admire that.
And you know what, Howard? This Viper Room thing is going to be great because it's America. Eric's Got Talent.
Right. All right. Johnny, when is the Viper Room appearance so we can get that?
That is on the 14th.
All right.
14th of February.
14th of February at the Viper Room.
February.
All right, everybody. Hey, Eric, my suggestion would be you let go of the Pepsi because you had a positive experience. Who knows? Maybe people will use it on other shows.
Keep it quiet and just get your Pepsi from now on. Ask for it at the time.
Yeah, ask for it when you're there, and I'm sure they would have complied. But now that the moment has passed, I don't think it's right to go back and sort of demand your Pepsi. But you do what you want to do, okay?
All right, here's a question. Shuli.
What?
Do you have any kind of memory loss, Shuli?
I don't know. What happened?
Shuli was in his mind?
Because remember in the apartment while we were waiting between scenes that the Pepsi was brought up. It was actually brought up by the woman that plays Dahlia.
What?
Or Delia.
You're saying your Pepsi... So you got your Pepsi?
Well, no, it was just brought up in conversation.
Who's Delia?
Delia was one of the co-stars of Eric on the show.
Yeah, but Delia...
Why would she bring up your Pepsi?
Well, she was making conversation about the emails that Eric had written, and she was excited that Eric was there.
The actress doesn't get your Pepsi.
Jan could have walked over to the craft services and grabbed bottles of Pepsi. I mean, there's everything you want at these shoots.
Right. They provide you with more than just Pepsi. That's what I'm saying.
Well, as far as I could tell, all the craft services had, because Jan went over there, it was Coke products.
This guy, Jan, we go to Wendy's to get him food. They don't have the burger Jan wanted, so I call him back. They want to close this restaurant, this fast food place. And I said, hey, they don't have your burger. I said, they don't have your burger. What do you want? What do you want as a replacement? And Eric goes, well, Jan really doesn't know what Wendy's has on the menu. I said, it's the same as McDonald's. It's just Wendy's.
Right.
And he says, do they have any specials?
Oh, God.
Like, the lobster bisque is to die for. What it's a burger.
Hamburger. Yeah. All right, Eric, this is crazy to me, but listen.
But he did a great job, Harry. He really did.
All right,
Knocked it
Eric.
out the park.
Well, I'm proud of you. I'm glad I was able to line that up for you. No thank you required. All right. Thank you, Eric.
But don't become difficult and talk yourself out of jobs.
Become difficult.
You don't become difficult.
You don't want that reputation.
You just don't want to do that, Eric. I don't think you've got that kind of clout yet.
Yeah, not for $5. Keith, do you agree Eric should not blow his goodwill over a $5 order of Pepsi?
Hello?
Yes, Keith.
Oh, my God, Howard. This is unbelievable. I would give my right arm for one 1-minute scene. I'd give both my arms to get all the stuff that you and Gary give him. I mean, holy crap, Eric, it's Pepsi. Who cares? It's a freaking drink that chews up your insides, for God's sake.
Yeah, you're probably better off without the Pepsi.
They probably saved you.
Yeah. They're probably worried about your health.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Robin, you want to be nicer to him? You are all saints. If you people don't get into heaven, if there's a heaven, if you don't get in, nobody's getting in. Holy cow, Jesus.
Yes, Andrew, go ahead. You're on the air.
Okay, Eric, did you ever think for a second that maybe the agreement on the whole Pepsi thing is catering? Because, you know, my kids, they used to be in commercials, not anything like how big you are in, but I remember because a parent has to go with the child, and I hung out by the catering truck. I mean, it was like, there was soda galore there.
Andrew, I got to tell you, I shot a commercial for the Super Bowl on Thursday. They serve a lunch that is like a gourmet lunch. I'm sitting there eating salmon with potatoes. I thought I died and went to heaven.
Yeah.
Now, I mean,
exactly.
the services on these shoots, it's
amazing.
They have executive chefs there on set.
We should all be so lucky to get a regular job on a set because you're treated like a king. I'm sitting there.
Remember when we were doing the movie, they had French service, and there'd be a guy walking around with a silver tray with shrimp on it.
Eric, you could have asked for Pepsi then.
And there's a hierarchy. There's a hierarchy on who eats. You were like probably the second or third person to eat, whereas everyone else had to wait in line. You should have grabbed your 4 Pepsis that you really wanted there, but I don't know. I mean, they made a special trip to Wendy's for you? Oh, crap.
Well, Howard, even if they had all Coca-Cola products, they have so many people there that are just sitting there without necessarily something to do. Somebody would have gone to
Eric, I'm baffled why you didn't ask for it then, except for a girl who's an actress. She's not in charge of Pepsi.
Well, I'm not saying that I was asking for it from her. I was saying that...
No, I'm just saying, why didn't you wheel over to... or have Jan or even ask Shirley to go, hey, could you ask them if they could give me my Pepsi? Like, why wouldn't you? I'm baffled by this.
That's the weird thing. You didn't ask for it or bring it up at all.
You asked for Wendy's.
He was bringing it up on the phone.
Right.
It's not panache. It's more like pain in the ass, Howard.
Right. Ralph, go ahead.
Hey, now.
Hey, by the way, Ralph was with me at the big shoot.
Was he?
Yes.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, you know, I'm wondering how that, you know, we shot so many cool things for the commercial.
What it's actually going to be, you don't know?
No, I mean, I just can't imagine how they're going to cram all that stuff into 30 seconds.
Yeah, but it'll be quick cuts, and that first thing that you shot is going to be really good.
Insane, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Eric, first of all, I think Eric's getting some bad advice from somebody because clearly it didn't really bother him that much then. It's like now it's bothering him. So like that guy who wheels him around might have been, you know, he's got somebody in his ear saying, hey, up, you know, because Eric, you're really Howard's being nice to you. You're really being a bit of a dick. A major dick. I mean, it's a bottle of Pepsi.
Well, I'm trying to explain to him that he's ruining all of his goodwill. The guy the producer who finally felt good about Eric.
Yeah.
Now he's back to feeling about him again.
It's shocking. I woke up and I heard that Eric is demanding bottles of Pepsi. He's going to sue over it.
He's going to sue over 4 bottles.
And he wants these 4 bottles brought to his house for some reason.
Eric, if you don't get the Pepsi, will you sue?
Well,
I have to think about that.
Eric, come
Small
on.
claims
Don't be a
court.
fucking idiot. You're being an idiot. You're going to get work on other things.
You should know about being fucking an idiot.
I do. I do, and this is why I'm telling you.
He's had some experience.
Yeah. Eric, here's an idiot telling you you're
From one idiot to another. Listen.
The
summit.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do that.
You know, Eric, you're not William Hurt. You're just starting out.
William Hurt can't even get 4 bottles of Pepsi.
Right.
4 bottles of, Eric Howard was at a major shoot the other day, and it all revolved around him, and he wasn't demanding anything except for them to start.
Yeah. That was it.
I mean...
He just wanted to work.
I wanted to just work.
you know how much?
They even said to me, they'd serve me my lunch in a private dressing room. And I said, well, what's wrong with eating with the crew?
We will run out and get you a sandwich. What do you need, Howard? Anything. And he didn't ask for anything, Eric. And you're asking for 4 bottles of Pepsi 2 weeks later?
And no lie, the treatment for Eric was right on par with what you just described.
They treated him.
They would have done whatever
Eric,
he needed.
Be grateful how well you were treated. You don't get treated like that when you have 4 lines on a TV show.
Has he ever been treated like that?
No.
You don't get treated like that anywhere in life.
His parents don't treat him like that.
That's what I'm saying. And he now has demands.
What do you say to that?
He's missing something.
Eric, are we getting through to you at all?
I do not know.
It's like that crystal ball that remains unclear.
Reply hazy. Try again.
Check back later.
I do not know. Well, who does know?
Right.
Guys would tiptoe into his trailer and
His madness because his money went up.
What would guys do?
Guys would tiptoe into the trailer from the crew. They go, Eric, sir, we're going to have you on the set in about 1 minute. Like, the amount of respect that they gave him, they treated him no different than anybody else.
Right, you would have thought he was Jack Nicholson.
Right.
Right.
And I just can't. I mean, this guy, John Strauss, the executive producer, you know how much ball busting he went through and she took for wanting to see this happen?
Right.
Because he's such a huge fan of the show. And here it was. Eric was on the set, and John, I mean, he could not be happier. He could not be happier.
You know what?
It's got to be a knife in his heart now.
Now Eric's going to ruin it with his 4 bottles of Pepsi.
I feel so bad.
You know what it is, Howard? You know what it is? It went too well. He's got to ruin it now.
Well, in a sense, you're right.
Yeah.
What I think is happening is it went so well that Eric wants to, in some way, still be involved. And
diminish the experience, maybe. So, maybe it wasn't so great because I don't get that every day.
But I think right now this is his way of holding on to John Strauss and still being part of In Plain Sight. He's still sort of wrapped up with them.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't want those relationships to end.
Right.
And this is the only way to keep talking to them.
Dear Mr. Strauss, you forgot.
Like now he's still involved with Mr. Strauss.
And he would prefer they not send the Pepsi so he can keep writing letters.
Eric, is that sort of what's going on too? That like it was so great being there that you just don't want to give up your relationship with Mr. Strauss?
I don't know if that's so much the issue.
You couldn't be that attached to Pepsi.
Howard, could you just please read that lawyer line again?
Yeah, sure.
I love the whole Johnny thing into the lawyer line.
Closing.
I didn't tell my manager, Johnny Fratto, about this, as these things can cause him to get very upset and mad and make things get very uncomfortable for people he thinks are screwing me around. So best that we work it out among ourselves. Let's try to settle this as fast as we possibly can. ... No reason to get the lawyers involved. 3 exclamation points.
You're right about that. There really is, though.
I don't know what's funnier, the lawyer line or the fact that he's saying, don't upset my sleeping agent.
Crouching tiger, sleeping agent.
Come up with the Pepsi or sleep with the fishes. The choice is yours.
Eric is going to be at the
more work out of it.
Eric's going to be at the Viper Room on February
14th.
Go
That's
see it.
Valentine's Day.
That is
ETA, Eric. ETA.
ETA, Eric.
EGT. Eric's Got Talent.
EGT, Eric's Got Talent. All right.
So all the dancers who want to audition for Eric, this is the place to go.
JGP, Johnny's Got a Problem.
What is it, Ralph?
I couldn't think of a better combo. Eric and the Viper Room.
Yeah, no, it's so cool. You know what? It's gonna get real weird.
Everyone knows the famous Viper Room where Johnny Depp overdosed, right?
No,
River Phoenix.
River Phoenix.
Oh, right.
Johnny Depp was a part owner.
Right outside.
That's where Johnny Depp died. And
That's where Tonto overdosed.
of course, it was Rivers Phoenix.
River Phoenix.
Rivers Phoenix.
No, he was one river.
Oh, was it? One river. River Phoenix, right. Okay. Hey, Ralph, thank you. Eric, the actor, thank you. And, of course, Johnny Fratto, thank you.
And thank you, Howard.
And congratulations, Eric, on your triumphant appearance on In Plain Sight.
Hey, and Eric, one last thought. Maybe if you let the Coke thing go, maybe they'll have Pepsi. Maybe they'll have you back if you were not such a pain in the ass. You know, you get your 4 bottles and they'll never talk to you again, or maybe you don't. You let it go and they'll have you back.
If you knew anything. you would know that In Plain Sight is ending.
Right, there's nothing to go back to.
It's
Eric
season
already
5.
knows that.
Right, this is the last season. It is ending.
Maybe this guy John Strauss will produce another show.
Right.
Yeah, he will work again.
I know.
Unlike you, Eric.
All right, Eric. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, and Johnny. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.
Hey, wait a minute.
What? Whoa, stop the clock.
Everybody's talking over me, and I'm not able to say that. I looked up online, and the episodes for the new season start March 16th at 10 o'clock on the USA Network. My episode will be the 23rd.
I'll put that in my calendar right now.
Right.
They may have to dub in a voice for one of the lines, though.
Is that true?
Well, because one of the lines Eric's supposed to scream.
Yeah.
And
he couldn't scream?
Well, the only time I've ever really heard him yell is on the phone at callers, or like at you or something. And so he would do the scene, he would say his line, and the director would go, all right, he goes, remember, Eric, this one, you're upset, and let's really hear it. Action! Delivers it the same exact way. And the director's like, all right, cut. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Eric, what was the line that you had to keep repeating?
It was about the bunny, Eric. What was the line?
Crap, don't let the bunnies out.
Right, so
and
he's
then
like,
he's supposed to scream that?
So he's like, you're upset. The bunny just ran out of the door, Eric. Don't forget, you're upset. You don't want the rabbit out. All right, and action.
Go ahead, Eric. Do it as angry and as upset as you are. Go ahead.
Crap, don't let the bunnies out.
Oh, boy.
Crap, don't let the bunnies out.
Howard, I'm sitting there.
So how many times did they have him do that line?
I'm sitting there with headphones on, watching it in the monitor, and I'm going,
how was that?
How the f is this guy up there doing this right now? Like,
so the director says to him, okay, now you're angry and you're going to scream. You're supposed to scream, crap, don't let the bunnies out!
Right. Well, the first 5 takes were because they couldn't get the bunny to go out the door. So at one point, you just see the guy flinging a bunny out the door, like there's a flying bunny coming out the door. And then after that, and Eric goes, they always say in Hollywood, don't work with kids or pets. Like he's doing shtick on the set.
So the
and
director...
then like another 5 takes they had to do of that scene of him yelling. And
Eric, you can't muster up more of a yell?
Come on, you really don't want the bunnies out.
I told him, imagine the bunny is a caller that hates you on the show.
Go ahead, Eric. And action.
I'm not going to yell that loud.
Yell.
I'm the only person in this house awake.
Don't worry about it. Prove that you can do it. They won't hear you.
These walls are not...
Eric, and action.
I'm not
yelling. Eric, and action.
An actor acts, my friend.
Go.
Bunny's out there.
Johnny, you're pretty good.
I can get the bunnies out, believe me.
Eric, act like you're emotional talking about that you can't get your Pepsi. And just put it into the bunnies.
Say, God, where are my Pepsis?
But don't let the bunnies out.
Right.
All right.
People are sleeping.
Yeah.
People, the walls are thin.
Anybody think Eric had thick walls?
Don't live in a fortress.
I picture like
he has walls.
Yeah, I picture like a paper house.
I live in a teepee.
The walls are thin. The walls are probably caving in. Picture like a dollhouse.
You've got walls?
Walls are thin.
Oh, just be like, I can't yell. What do the walls have to do with anything?
The walls are
he's
thin.
the only one awake in the house.
Giannis sleeping.
Powerful lungs.
Like he's going to really raise his voice all that
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I'll give you $100 if you wake somebody up in that house from yelling.
Right. You can't seem to yell.
And a case of Pepsi.
Eric, deliver the line the way the director wanted it. You can do it.
All of you know I can yell.
No.
But why did you yell on the set?
Surely saying you couldn't.
It wasn't, Eric, if I didn't have headphones on and could hear, from the mics what was being said, I was 10 feet away, maybe 15 feet away, and you couldn't hear you.
Maybe Eric didn't want to play the scene too big.
He was containing himself?
Don't tell me how to act angry.
I was yelling inside.
Did not want to
You
be
didn't fly me all the way here to tell me how to act.
Nobody tells De Niro.
Sitting on planes writing awful jokes. This guy's got a trailer with his name on it. I'm knocking on the front door like a jerk off. Can I come in?
I'm not going to yell. I'm internally yelling.
Feel my anguish.
Don't let the bunnies out.
All right, Eric. Eric, you don't want those bunnies out of the...
Don't let the bunny out.
Eric, one more time with feeling.
Okay. Don't let the bunny out.
That was good.
Would you like to hear me do it sad?
All right, I'll do it a little louder. Don't let the bunny out.
You're giving me a 5, Eric. Give me a 10.
Would you like to hear me do it happy?
Yeah.
Don't let the bunnies out. How about anguish?
Do it with anguish.
Don't let the bunnies out.
More emotion, please. Please, one more.
Don't let the bunnies out.
You can ask Ganchi. We were both looking at each other going...
You love listen to me, Eric. You love the bunnies so much, and if they get out, they're going to die, and you're freaking out, and you're... Now, go ahead, now. Go.
Don't let the bunnies out.
Thank you. Thank you. You're great.
Was I on my mark?
Now give me my 4 bottles of Pepsi. All right, Eric. Good luck with the Viper Room, Johnny. Thank you, and Ralph, thank you.
Good luck with the Pepsi, too.
Right.
Hey, Howard.
Good luck with your lawsuit.
Can I get something real quick?
Yeah.
February 14th, Valentine's Day. The Inside the Mob's Bloody Valentine will be airing on Nat Geo.
All right, real good. All right, thanks, Johnny.
Wait, I got it now.
Go ahead, Eric.
Don't let the bunnies out.
Well, that was better.
Wow, that was fantastic.
I saved it for the last.
You saved it up.
I saved it. I made you wait.
All right, thank you.
Goodbye. Okay, guys.
Goodbye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye, Eric.
Bye.
Bye.
I plan to call in when Howie's on.
Howie
Okay.
Mandel?
Is Howie coming in today?
Yeah.
It's not on
No.
my list.
Today. On Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday.
Oh,
okay. Real good.
So we'll wait for that.
Yeah. Will you say your line for him?
I don't know, but I have something in mind to do that morning.
Like, Eric,
Why
what
is
if...
he
What if
calling because of Howie?
He likes that.
What if you were given a chance to be a part of the commercial for America's Got Talent, and all you had to do was say, "I love America's Got Talent," like that with
Right.
enthusiasm? Could you do that?
Yeah.
Go ahead, do
All
it.
right, let's hear it.
Why are you trying to make me wake?
Don't wake
You're
him up.
not
Just
gonna
do-
wake
You're not
anybody
going to
up.
wake anyone up, I promise. Go ahead.
Just wake those...
Yeah, you're the star in the house.
Don't go back to sleep. Yeah. Let them know who you are.
Go ahead. Say, I love America's Got
He
Talent.
couldn't get Pepsi. He can't wake these people up.
I love America's Got Talent.
That was pretty good.
I didn't feel it.
I felt it.
He sounded angry. He didn't sound excited.
To me, he did. He sounded annoyed.
Fuckers.
All right.
Fuckers, I love the show.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I got to take a break. It's been an hour and 15 minutes. All right. Thank you.
All right, bonjour.
All right. Later.